press that then.
That's
If that's the button, then press the button. Did you press that button?
Push the red button. Now push the blue button. Now, you never played that game as a kid?
Nah, it sounded like a beep test to me, so I don't want to be a part of it.
It was like a little robot, and you like put cards in it, and it would tell you it'd play like these shitty games.
Okay, well the games are just knowing colors. No colors. The game.
Nah, it was like, here's a button. Push that blue button.
Push that fucking button right now, kid.
It was like,
Child.
if you're making a sandwich, do you want bread? Push the bread button. You gotta push the bread button.
What if I don't want bread on my sandwich?
It's not a sandwich.
We do a breadless. It's a salad.
Or it's just a pile of meat, depending on what you like. Melted
a meat
cheese.
salad.
Where did I begin writing here?
I'm sure somewhere.
Here we go.
I don't know how the fuck you possibly had me beat on notes on this one either, because I was up to like number 60 in my notes in the first 15 minutes.
Man, I don't know. I had to watch this in sittings again. I'm a sittings boy.
You're a sittings boy.
I'm a sittings boy.
Nah, we raw dog it front to back until we're spent in my house.
I do mine in sittings because I like to make it last. I don't just go at it like an animal over here.
That's exactly how to do it. I'm telling you.
Well, welcome to Grindhouse Movie Club.
Yeah.
We
Woo!
apparently we raw dog it from the front to the back.
We do. From the one swift and smooth motion all the way from the front to back.
Speaking of the back, great film for things to happen to the backside in. So backside film.
Backside film.
Thanks.
A lot of things you wouldn't want in your asshole in this movie.
Every movie has a lot. There's a lot of things I wouldn't want in everything. Literally everything in any film ever. I'm probably good. Thanks, Andrew, for making the music for the podcast.
Did a great job of that. Good job, man.
Yeah, we got that in there, and then also go to grindhousemovie.club for more of this.
You go right to there for that.
For more of this,
this one,
and that, and this.
The other thing?
Yeah.
Perfect. Because you can't forget about the other thing.
No.
Right?
And the other thing in this case is going to the Patreon.
Which you can also do.
You could go right there, and for $1 a month, you could be hearing this right now.
$1 a month, US.
That's right. That's like
because
it's like
you're
50 cents more.
It'll feel like you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, before your friends, because like I know how all your friends are listening to this, and you all like get together, and it's like
a book club, but it's for a podcast.
And there's probably like 30 of you get together in a room, just like hit play, and then just stare at the machine.
Yeah, and occasionally chuckle.
Yeah,
and you really scrutinize your friends and what they think is funny, because if they're laughing a little too hard at a racist joke, then you might have to reevaluate the nature of your closeness.
That's right, and that should be the way it is for all of your friends. Should be everybody.
So by that logic, Matt, you and I can't be friends
because you laugh way too hard at things. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because I laugh way too hard at the N-word.
Yikes!
I appreciate that you've pinned to the wall in your little computer alcove here.
Oh yeah.
The signed picture of the frog from Human Centipede 2.
Yeah, I did. Yep. I paid him $10 for that autograph.
That seems high.
It was. I was under the impression it was free because I paid to get into the conservation.
Even if the conservation was free, I still wouldn't pay him for an autograph.
I went to the conversation area, and there was a big to do. A lot of fellas there, and he was the only one that I recognized besides the old dirty clown.
Old dirty. Oh yeah. Surely you don't mean Sid Haig.
That's the old dirty clown I refer to.
Sid Haig.
Dirty.
May he rest in peace.
Dirty old clown.
Well, now he's covered in dirt, so yeah, he's dirty.
It's just bones and old dirty meat.
My favorite part about 3 from Hell, which is the third movie in that whole House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Reject, he was clearly sick and dying. He was very obviously sick and dying both at the same time.
I think he might have been sick and dying when I saw him too.
And so they just chucked him, probably timeline-wise. So they just chucked him into the movie as like a prisoner who gets interviewed briefly, but that's it. I was into that movie so I could see Sid Haig fucking around more, and I didn't get any of it because I'm pretty sure he died while they were shooting.
Probably.
You should see him. He looks like he's been doing heroin instead of movies for the past 30 years.
That looks like what he looked like when I saw him. I didn't watch 3 from Hell because I didn't want to see Manny Puig. I know he's not in that movie, but there's a guy who looks like him in that movie.
I certainly hope you don't mean Danny Trejo.
This old Mexican man or the skinny white long... No, isn't there not a... Isn't like one of the main characters like a skinny long-haired meth head?
That's Bill Moseley.
Yeah.
They're coming to get you, Barbara, from the remake of Night of the Living Dead.
I don't know.
From 1990.
I don't know.
He's in other stuff, but nobody cares unless he's got that beard at this point. Because he's barely recognizable as himself.
Well, I thought it was Manny Puig for a very long time.
It very isn't.
And then I was like, it's
that
not.
couldn't be further from... You think Manny Puig would ever agree to put a gun in a woman's pussy and then smell it? For a movie? You think that's on his bucket list?
He agrees to a lot of things, Jay. we don't know what Manny might and might not be up to.
All right, Manny, listen up. Keep doing what you're doing, which is making far too expensive knives.
Hey, man.
You and Chris Pontius love making knives for too much money.
Well, I don't even need a knife. So, how often are you like, man, I wish I... Well, I guess knife collectors, those weirdos are like, ooh.
And also, like, people who go on, like, portage fishing trips. My coworker, he's got, like, 8. Because you need them for everything out there in the brush.
Your friend there probably makes a lot of people uncomfortable with all the...
The one that he brings around is small.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. He's still got one.
I can't talk. I have a fucking 21-inch long machete in my... I'm not talking about my penis. In my apartment.
But you don't bring it around.
I could.
You shouldn't.
I will probably get arrested if I'm seen outside with that, and it's not in the woods.
Look, nobody's going to want to hang out with you when you have that hanging off your belt all the time.
Either that or everybody's going to want to hang out with me because you know that there's no assaults going down anywhere near me.
Well, at least within...
It's a safe space.
Within 21 inches.
Big knife. Yeah, exactly. Well, and then whatever my reach is.
23 inches.
Perfect. Yeah, I got T-Rex arms, apparently. I got little baby arms. Clutching apples.
That 2-inch one arm. I don't know why you keep holding the knife with that tiny arm, man. I keep telling you, it's got to hold it with the bigger arm. Your dominant arm. What are you
trying to do? Like the guy from Scary Movie 2? Oh. Yeah. You know that he swings a blade with his good hand.
No, it's good.
The one that he calls his good hand, not his good hand. Those are two different hands that he has.
He's got 2 good hands and one is not a good hand. Not at all.
You could never convince him of that, though.
What movie?
Grindhouse Movie Club, everybody, this week.
That's the podcast.
Midnight Meat Train.
The pornography film.
Let me tell you, it's first of all, it does sound like you're just getting railed on the railway.
It sounds like a pornography film. A film of pornography. And it's not.
That's close.
It's not a porn film.
It's real close, though.
It gets there. Pornography.
You got 2 sentences or less for Midnight Meat Train?
Yeah. If you want a good movie with Bradley Cooper in it, your options are limitless.
Because he was in that.
Yeah, that's right.
You stole the Limitless joke right out of my fucking mouth. I'll tell you that.
Well, that's what you get for letting me go first.
Don't worry, guys. In this movie, Bradley Cooper does indeed have limits.
Well, his limits don't stop at eating ass from the back. That's for sure.
But that's how you know somebody's a real G, man. If they're gonna hit it from the back with their mouth first, dude. It's a club of guys who are fully willing to put their nose in a hole. And let me tell you, proud card-carrying member.
Huh.
All right?
Well, about 35 minutes in, you and Bradley Cooper here together.
It's fine. We'll do it right in the dirty diner restaurant that sucks to fuck in. Like, why are you doing that there, of all places? They probably didn't even clean the counter off.
Windows wide open.
My other 2 sentences or less is rule number 1 of the American subway. Don't fall asleep if you don't want to get fingered.
That's true.
And this is New York. Like, that's...
Is it New York? I tried to figure it out. It doesn't...
I saw one shot of steam coming out of sewers, and I was like, this is New York City.
All right.
There's no other place on earth that has such an accumulation of steam that isn't a factory.
At one point, you see, like, a wall, and it's got, like, 14th Street and Beale Street, and I Googled that, and it's Memphis.
Memphis. I'm sure there's more than one.
Yeah, exactly. I don't. There's probably 1,014th streets.
I do, like, because we have, like, first, second, and third here. But anytime that I see, like, the numbers of streets go up, because New York is so grid pattern, so they didn't bother naming them. So if I see 14th, I'm like, oh, New York.
It's a grid system, you silly bitch.
You know? It's a fucking grid system.
That's a joke from.
Yes, it is. I know.
From
Tuck tick. Dick cock.
Huh? What? I don't.
Yeah, if you put in the coordinates to a place and then you put in the reverse coordinates to a place, you're gonna get a different place in the world. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Oh, I was talking about John Mulaney.
Oh, okay.
He's like, how do you get lost in New York City? It's a grid system, you silly bitch.
Yes. Okay.
Go over 2 and up 3.
John Mulaney made the grid system joke before some random guy on TikTok did.
Yeah, there's a TikTok of a dude, and he's just like, oh, if you put in the coordinates to this place in Miami, you get
Antarctica.
Yeah, you reverse the coordinates, you get Antarctica. Reverse them again, and you get this place. And some guy's just like, yes, a grid system.
That's how coordinates work.
Yep. It's the other side of the map right there.
That's crazy. I go into a library and I pick a random code out of the Dewey Decimal System. I'm going to get a Stephen King book. But if I put that code in backwards, I might get Encyclopedia Brown. Isn't that fucked?
I'm going to get a King Stephen book.
King Stephen. That's just history. It's a history book.
Exactly. The other side of the library. My first note, this is not a porno.
I don't remember the Lionsgate logo being this bright.
Oh, yeah.
Was my first note.
Yeah, it was a pretty bright one today.
Like the Saw movies and shit, it's like there's a little bit of like
it's like a candle flickering in a dark room.
Yeah,
with gears.
This somebody turned the fucking lights on.
Wow, that's how you know it's not a porno, because the lights are on.
The first thing that you get in this movie is a dude who has not obeyed my advice and fallen asleep on the subway, and then you're surprised when you get up and you slip in blood. I'm telling you, this is just New York City. So I had no skepticism about this being possible on a New York City subway, because chances are, and like, I'm sure that there's some listeners who are in New York who can corroborate this story. Chances are a guy wielding a chrome meat hammer is not the weirdest thing you've seen on any given day in the New York subway.
Oh no.
That's just a guy begging for change, probably.
In fact, you want to be on the one with him, because you can at least get behind the guy with the chrome meat hammer. When the dude who's got something far worse is on the other side.
Meat hammers, it's not the most subtle weapon.
Yeah.
You gotta swing that thing all the way back.
Just a vial full of bloody diseases. that's more what you're about to encounter.
So like a person on the subway?
Yeah.
That's what they are.
I wrote, guy on train wakes up. You can tell something scary is about to happen because the lights on the subway are flickering. But it's a subway and they're always flickering.
That's true. They're not the best wired apparatus vehicle. First thing I noticed about this guy is that he must have fucking alopecia, not a hair on his body.
Well, hey.
Naturally hairless man.
Are we talking about the dude who fell asleep, or are we talking about
the fall asleep dude? Yeah.
Mahogany.
No, not Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Why the fuck would you name your killer in your movie Mahogany?
Because he's hard as wood.
All that
fucking all the time. Completely pressing zipper all day. He's got zipper tread engraved into it.
Because he's got no blood to go to his tongue anymore? He's got no tongue for blood to go to?
That's right. So it's all...
First question.
All right.
It's all down. It's all went down.
Yeah.
Above that, you see, me, myself, I jerk off at least 2 times a day. And pretty soon you're going to be so good at it that you're going to be thinking of money.
All right.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
How do you not notice the literal lake of blood on the floor of the subway while you're walking directly to it? He gets so far into it that he slips and falls all over it, all in it.
He slips in not a little amount of blood.
No, more than a body's worth.
He slips in all of the blood that has ever been. That's what I wrote.
And immediately, like, I thought he got hit in the head. Because it's the shot of him on the ground and he's just covered in blood. I thought it was his. And his like hands are shaking and shit. And I was like, what happened?
Oh, yeah. Did we skip a scene where he's just ripped apart and put back together?
You know?
Everybody in this movie, so they slip in this blood 1,000 times.
Oh yeah, everybody slips on blood.
And they all do the best slip where they like throw their feet up and land right on their head.
Like Buster Keaton.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't get sick of it.
No, you can't, because it's hilarious every time. And then also, like, the movie creates situations where the director can go, okay, now you slip in the blood. Like, they're running through shit and there's just some blood around that doesn't need to be there. All right, you slip in that.
It's like they just tied a rope to their foot and just yanked as hard as they could. That's how they got that effect.
They had him standing on a small stool.
If there's floor under the... Oh, wait. What did I wrote? Oh, is there floor under that blood?
No, it's just blood, man.
Yeah.
So he hears the noise of somebody training the meat at midnight and walks toward it. It's an empty subway, all right? There's only really one cause for all the blood on the floor, and it's whatever's making noise nearby. I don't care.
Wet meat slap.
Sure, but then it just cuts away, so we get like an unresolved intro scene, which is weird. Either kill him or don't.
There's a really cool shot where after he slips in the blood, there's a couple there's shots that take a real long time. I don't think they're full like one shot shots. I think they're cut together, but this one is like it kind of zooms out from him and you see like the blood.
Yeah.
And then you see him like get up and slip around in the blood like Mr. Bean doing anything. Like Mr. Bean trying to do anything at all ever.
Like Shaggy tried to escape danger.
Exactly. As soon as he gets some traction, he's going to be out of here.
Yeah. I don't know, but like, yeah, so it's so rare that you see somebody who's like in danger in the beginning who this person doesn't matter to the movie. Mm-hmm. He kind of ends up mattering because callback at the very end where you find out that the end of the movie is actually the beginning of the movie.
Ooh.
Boo. But, like, they usually die, is my point. And we don't even get to see that.
Yeah.
Fine, the rest of the movie better be goddamn good. Oh no, a shot of a city and then Bradley Cooper walks in a frame and just stares. And you know what? I feel like the exact same shot is in Limitless.
Probably. I mean, anything other than like The Hangover, it's got a shot of Bradley Cooper like this in it.
What else is he even in?
He's in The Hangover. This is all I know.
I'm trying to think of what else he's in.
This, Limitless, The Hangover.
He's in some Notebook ass shit too.
It's this.
It's not the Notebook.
It's where he eats it from the back is what you're thinking of.
I know. Oh, this is, yeah. I thought it was Rachel McAdams who eats from the back, but.
No. So, yeah, we get just Bradley Cooper right up in your face.
Yeah.
If you ever needed to see that, just throw it in. It's right there.
So, who's Bradley Cooper? Well, he's an ambulance-chasing photographer is who he is.
He's not a good person at all.
No, he's pretty horrible.
He's kind of the worst person imaginable.
Funny, because this is the kind of, if you didn't tell him the title, like, hey, babe, do you want to go see the new Bradley Cooper movie with, what's her name, Katie Bibb, or Katie Hibb, or whatever the fuck this bitch's name is in this movie?
Oh, are you talking about Girlfriend?
Yeah, and
I called her Girlfriend.
Yeah, well, her name's Maya, and they only say like twice in the movie, so I didn't actually know anybody's names until like 2/3 of the way through when I started paying attention.
Bradley, Girlfriend, and also then Vinny.
Mahogany, but yeah.
I call everybody by their names and Girlfriend.
So the fuck do I. Anyway, that's how you trick your girlfriend into going to see Midnight Meat Train. You just got to make sure her eyes are closed when you get into the theater.
Yeah. Who's this big man in the suit? Well, he's the love interest.
He's the love
And that's his hammer.
So this is kind of a love triangle, and it's a bit of a will they won't they between, and he's got this hammer.
There's lots of penetration.
He uses a lot of hammers.
Full frontal.
On people to open them.
Oh, boy. Yeah, he really splits them wide open. Gets them to spill their guts. He's a therapist of sorts.
He's a therapist. He can really get you to release what's bottled up inside of you. He's your blood and guts.
He's gonna work through all of the relationship issues these two have.
Yeah, by killing them both. That's fine. It works. You're not gonna argue anymore. The first thing I noticed about Bradley Cooper is that he doesn't give a shit about his girlfriend. He doesn't give a fucking shit about her. Ask me how I know.
How?
Well, he comes home with one picture of somebody dead on a gurney, and he's more focused on that than the fact that she is almost literally throwing her vagina at him.
Oh, yeah.
Please pay attention to my vagina. It's right here. You can have it.
I don't know. I kind of missed this shot.
I'm worried that this dead body is a little too blurry for National Geographic.
I watched a cab hit a guy, and then I didn't get my camera out in time to take a photo of the corpse as they put it in a gurney. They put it up in the ambulance and took it away.
All these things are more important than love.
I need to get this dead body pic so I can pay rent today, babe.
How the fuck is she having to convince him to bang her? The photo can't be possibly as interesting as evening sloppy in your dingy, starving artist apartment with the cat smell from next door in the vents.
You know that sloppy cat smell.
I see...
Sloppy with the cat smell.
I see hexagonal tile floor in a bathroom and a pedestal sink, and I know that you're in a fucking 6th floor walk-up and the AC doesn't work.
I see a kitchen that has,
Is in the living room?
Basically in the living room, but it has that wall that sticks out like an afterthought. Like, we really wanted to make sure you knew.
It's not an island. It's more like a peninsula.
You can don't worry, you can get to the fridge when you're sitting on the couch, you can wash the dishes while you're watching TV.
And have super high, uncomfortable stools for people to sit on when they come over.
And also, where are you gonna fuck? In the room.
Just literally anywhere he wants, actually, if this movie's to be believed.
Well, I mean, apparently not, because he's too focused on this corpse photo.
This time.
His girlfriend's got a fucking great line where she's like, you know how everyone misses the good old days when the city wasn't so dangerous and dirty? Turns out it's always been a hellhole.
Yep.
There are no good old days.
That's all the acknowledgement that she gets is, did you finish reading? The book is open and half read.
Highlighting. She's highlighting away.
And then she goes, yes, so lie. But also, like, he didn't even pay enough of a fucking attention to just see that she's still using the book. Like, why did you have to ask?
Yeah.
Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't give a shit about her. So she's got some really good news for you.
Does she?
Yeah.
What's the news, Jay?
Well, you know how I have all these high-profile art gallery contacts and stuff because I'm an artist, even though you never see my art in this movie?
Art?
Yeah.
I'm doing finger quotes.
Yep. It turns out that I got sick of waiting, and I just told them that you want a gallery showing.
Oh, that's not what it is.
So can we fuck now, or
my friend who I've had this entire time and is like my best friend,
whose name is Jurgis,
not Jerkin, or
not
jerking off,
or gherkin,
or grabbing your cock and balls.
No,
Jurgis.
Jurgin. Either one sounds like a gross
Jurkin.
Norwegian fish meal that I wouldn't eat.
Yankin.
Sure, Yankin.
Fucking
These
swizzle.
are all Scandinavian first names.
We see his dick and balls later, don't worry.
Yeah, we do. We see a lot of. We see more than just his dick and balls.
If you're wondering if he gets butt ass naked and hung from a chain later, he does. Anyway,
it's actually 2 hooks through your Achilles tendon, which is.
So my best friend Jerkin over here, you know how he's got all these fucking high end, all these great,
My best friend Jerkin, dude.
all these art connections that
Yeah.
he's never given to you.
You don't have them.
Well, guess what? I said something and now it's happening.
I could have said something at any point during this entire relationship that we've had. I chose right now. Bang me, please.
Yeah, and then because of that,
This transactional ass relationship you have in your dirty apartment.
you gotta fuck me for a full hour. That was the deal. What if I could change your life? Would you fuck me for a full hour?
She's got to stipulate that it's an hour because usually it's 45 seconds and then he falls asleep.
Well, yeah,
He just gets his and is like, all right, babe, you can take care of yourself, right?
she has to stipulate the hour because before that he has to go super glue the tip of his penis closed so that he doesn't pre.
Ew.
Well,
That's gross.
it's Bradley Cooper.
He's got to have like one shortcoming, and it's the fact that he's shortly coming.
Oh yeah, he's coming shortly.
There you go.
So yeah, does her hour start now? I guess. This lady's fucking Susan Hoff is her name, and
Yeah. And she's Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada, essentially.
basically
In the way that it's described, like, she's gonna hate your guts. It's kind of a quirky thing.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up. I don't
She's
want you
real
in my.
artsy.
I don't want you anywhere near my pictures. Then, if your attitude sucks.
Yeah, if you're not just gonna like fucking look at my art and tell me that my photos of corpses are good or bad. By the way, his photos are terrible. His photos are dumb. His photos are
They're not
stupid.
good.
His
So,
photos aren't anything.
We're mistakenly here doing the thing where. So he makes some comment about like. try to get newspapers, get the Post, the National Post, which is a relatively high profile,
Sure.
journalistic.
Sounds made up to me.
The word that I can't find right now.
Prestigious.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is that we're doing the thing in this movie where black and white is supposed to be more artistic than color. And here's the problem. He's still shooting on SLR. It's 2008.
So he's making that up as he goes?
Time magazine isn't going to grab your blurry-ass picture that looks like it was taken with your dad's dick.
I don't know. It's film, though. He's got film.
Grain. Yeah, but it's like DSLRs exist. The quality's the fucking same. Also, he's a photographer.
He's old school.
He sure is letting a lot of sun, all the sunlight in the sky, into the room that he develops his pictures in. He sure is exposing those negatives to natural light constantly. He sure doesn't have a dark room anywhere in his apartment. No, we call it the kitchen.
It's a dual purpose.
Fuck. None of those pictures are coming out. National Geographic's not going to pick you up. Hey, it's overexposed, fuckface. Try again.
That's his process.
His process. I'm going to process feces onto his face if he's not careful. Gallery full of bad art, just bad art.
Don't tell her about your girlfriend either when you do that meeting.
Yeah. She likes her photographers young and single.
And fuckable.
And I wrote here so she can dip her brush in the company paint or charcoal if you're black.
This doesn't seem right.
I'm going to set you up with my friend's gallery owner friend who wants to fuck them all, wants to fuck everybody that she works with. That'll go fine for us.
Now, if it was a man in this position, we'd be like, whoa, ew.
Somebody call Twitter and BuzzFeed.
Somebody get fucking, I don't know, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein on the line.
Yeah, just call up Harv. So a lot of Steens like to touch kids. You notice that?
Yeah, I don't know why we'd call up Harvey Weinstein. I feel like he'd be like, yeah, okay.
You know what he would be like, actually?
Dead?
That's right. I was making the noise he would make on the phone.
Ah, yes. It'd be a lot of widow weeping when you call that number.
I don't know if his widow's weeping. I think she's probably like, yeah, thanks.
Can we speak to Harvey? Oh.
She's thanking death in prayer every night.
Harvey. This is her connecting to the spirits beyond. Harvey. That's how you do it.
You have to make those noises or else the ghosts don't contact because they don't understand the language.
That's right. They don't understand the dialect.
I really like that this guy was trucked all the way downtown to an art gallery to be told by somebody to his face that he sucks.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, you suck though, kind of, huh?
Oh, what do you want to do? You want to capture the city? Well, what do we got here? A picture of a homeless man slumped over?
That's right.
And, like, almost touching a businessman?
Okay, I wrote so much about this.
Okay,
right?
Bring it on.
What a fucking cop-out mission statement. I want to capture the heart of the city. The heart of the city is a hobo sleeping on a train? Why are you trying to capture... You're trying to capture something that's indefinable.
Yeah.
Not a picture of a homeless man asleep.
You know, it's a lot of people walking around. It's a hustle and bustle, too.
Also,
spit it out.
I had to compile it correctly in my head. Every 17-year-old art major has the exact same mission statement in their final project. I'm throwing this thesis right out of the Dragon's Den. Sorry, bro, but that's a no for me. He even goes so far as to say to the woman who owns the art gallery, nobody's ever done this before. Excuse me? Hey, I hate to break it to you, dude. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but everybody's done this before. In New York?
I got 30 pictures of bums last week.
I didn't even have to leave the house.
Okay, spotting them from my window.
Fuck. So, like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude, but taking pictures in the 2000s of the dingy underbelly of New York, right, is not going to stack up to when Richard Ramirez just walked down the street stabbing people for fun.
Yeah, no.
It was way worse then, and we all seen it.
And let's be 100% honest right now. The man is shooting on film. Think about what you're taking a picture of before you just go snap a photo.
You only get one of those.
Eventually you're gonna have to take that out and put a new film in.
You might miss the action. It takes a minute. You got to find like pitch black and like fungle around with the back of a camera.
That's right.
It's been obsolete since the N64 came out.
Let's think about it before we go wasting photographs, before we go wasting valuable I don't know, resources.
On Hobbs.
Yeah,
On Hobbs and a guy that works in a meat factory.
Just fucking shooting and not thinking. That's what you're doing.
And then developing them like shit.
Shit. I want to point out right here, this art lady, she's like, look, great, but what I want to see, and this is important to remember.
Yes, it is
that she wants to see when the filth touches the businessman.
Yep.
That is how she phrases the thing that she wants to see. So for the rest of the film, anytime Bradley Cooper takes a photo for her, in his mind, this is the filth touching the homeless or touching the businessman.
Yeah.
So
later on, when he's taking pictures of 3 black men attempting to rape an Asian woman, which one of those 2 individual groups are the filth?
Well, here's the thing. It's more the idea of the filth touching the businessman. He saw
are the
that
black people the filth, Matt? This is
not.
what I'm asking. And it's all I'm asking.
The action they're doing is the filth. And the businessman is just society in general.
Yeah, sure. Great metaphor from the fucking art bitch. That whole interaction could be summed up. I wrote, this guy's girlfriend sets him up with Cruella de Vil and doesn't tell him to bring any Dalmatians.
Nothing to make a jacket out of.
What did you expect her reaction to be?
Oh, no Dalmatians. Puppyless man. Another puppyless man.
Yeah. Next time, put yourself in danger when you're taking the pictures, and maybe I'll look at it harder.
Next time, point a gun at the homeless man and take a photo. Let's see what happens then. Shove a person.
Shit, publicly.
Oh, my God. I want to see when the businessman touches the filth.
Yeah.
Just remember that. When you take a photo, think to yourself,
what is the filth all over the businessman yet?
Yeah, wait and just wait and see, you know?
Also, I mean, it's got a double meaning because Vinnie Jones in this movie is constantly wearing a suit.
That's right. And he's not afraid to get filthy.
No, he encourages it for himself, actually, I would argue.
Yeah, so I wrote fucking she's dumb. Picture's dumb.
Yeah, all dumb. So the first thing that he does after meeting this fucking woman who shits on his dreams is like, okay, well, I'm going to go take pictures of rape.
Well,
you just jumped right to that, eh? You went from homeless dude that might like fall over in his sleep and make a guy uncomfortable to a gang rape.
Well, that's not. There's something in between there. But that is essentially he follows some people and that's where he ends up. He goes home and Maya's like, hey, don't listen to the woman who deals art for a living. The woman who I would say probably knows better than me. What am I? I'm just studying a book about the city here.
If I knew as much as this woman did about art, we wouldn't be living in this.
But don't listen to her.
Yeah.
Your photos are great. Okay, I'm going to bed, so don't ask me any more questions.
Also, somehow comfortably sleep on your back like a fucking ape. Who sleeps on their back and is just fine?
Corpses.
At what point exactly?
With their arms crossed. Vampires.
There's nobody who's over the age of 30 who doesn't have sleep apnea anymore. We all have it.
I mean, not me. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, do you snore?
I don't know. I sleep pretty soundly.
Ask Whitney.
No.
Because maybe.
I don't want to find out.
You don't want to find out.
So there's that. She like just passes out after being like, yeah, don't worry about your art's great. Okay, don't ask me any more questions.
Yeah, we're done with this conversation because I said so.
Yeah, and I would hate to give you examples of where your art is great. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah, no reaffirmation whatsoever from her. It's just, she's wrong. She's kind of bitch.
Yeah, your photos, your pictures, yeah. You put them up
That's
on the
wall.
wall.
That's a picture you took? For sure. Moving from the wall to the fridge. I'm proud.
That photo paper sure did capture the light you let through the shutter there. That's something of a man sleeping on the subway. Great, Bradley.
So, Bradley Cooper, who, let me tell you right now.
Well, you tell me. Yeah, tell me.
Has way too much confidence when faced with being attacked by 3 people for looking like he works at a library like he does.
That's true.
So when he stops this rape of a model on the steps down to the subway.
Now when you say stop, you mean
says stop out loud.
Spectates quite a long time and takes many photos.
Also, fucking whisper quiet subway. You're not going to hear that click.
Yeah, making eye contact with the victim.
Yeah.
While you're taking photos. Before we get to that, there's like this. Okay, there's several shots in this movie, and we've skipped over one of them right here, where it's like a blood POV vision.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that supposed to be? Other than just taking up time in my film. making me look at things that don't make sense.
That's it. That's all.
It's just like it's like a POV, and then it's between thermal and like blood.
So later on, it's sort of justifiable that it's happening because he's like slowly becoming possessed or whatever. That's never really accurately explained, and I'm going to yell about it in about 45 minutes.
Beautiful. All right, as long as we're both on the same angry page.
It's fucking dumb. It's like you tried like 4 different motivations for the character progression through the movie, but you didn't settle on just one. You get like 3 different fucking options for why all this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then like an explanation about history of the dirty subway, but that's it.
Yeah.
So the visions, they're visions like 2/3 through the movie, but now it's just shit for the viewer. So you go, "Boo, that's a little creepy."
Yeah, because like they show him waking up, right? And it's just like, was that his dream? Is that the killer's vision? Like, because he wakes up and then he goes and he takes photos of. By the way, 3 teens breaking bottles in the street. Maybe we don't follow them and take photos. That's not going to end well.
Whatever they're willing to do publicly in the street is going to be far tamer than whatever they're doing in the subway.
Mm-hmm.
Evidently.
And we'll just keep in mind real quick, he's out here taking photos of people without their consent.
That's true.
He never once is like, do you mind that I took this photo? I took a photo of you. Do you mind?
There are some places where you don't have to ask.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's polite. It's polite to do, so you don't get somebody show up to your art show and be like, that's me shitting in the street. Where did you get that?
Where's my commission? I better get residuals for this.
I would have posed had I known.
Residuals.
I like it.
Fucking. Yeah.
We're following teens into the subway.
We are. And like, they weren't necessarily up to no good when he decided to start following them, which makes me wonder if there's a bit of a racial element to his motivation there.
All he saw was them break 1 bottle.
It's New York, bro. It probably happens. It happens as often as you hear a horn honk in New York, probably.
Hey, bottles break. It's gravity. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. So the reason why he's got all this fucking confidence when he's facing thugs with knives who are willing to commit, is because there's a CCTV camera right there. So he does the thing where he's taking pictures. The one guy notices and he pulls the knife out that he asked very politely the young lady to give him head.
Well,
earlier.
I wouldn't say politely.
There was nothing polite about it.
He definitely said you're going to need to be on your knees for this.
Yeah.
And, that's when Bradley's like, oh, okay, I've let this go on long enough. I definitely made eye contact with the girl while you had the knife up against her face.
Yeah,
but...
you just voiced intent. What if he had cut her face?
Yeah.
You just did nothing.
That'd have been great for the art show.
So he gets this one guy to keep coming closer by telling him, come closer. That's not the reason he's coming closer. But then he points to the camera and he's like, hey, look, you ever been in a movie? Those aren't movies. Nice, but okay.
Yeah.
Also, like, it's implied that he's trying to draw the guy out, not only to take pictures, but to make it so that he's in view of the camera. The fucking camera saw everything.
The pretty wide lenses.
Well, yep, and it's like they pull the footage. You get to see screenshots of everybody in the fucking subway. So there was no need to get him within stabbing range.
Like it's a camera for security. It's not for cinematography. It's just pointed and it's going to see everything.
The other thing to think about there is that camera is not going to block the knife from entering your body.
No.
You can very much still get stabbed. I don't care if it's on film or not.
Yeah, just because it's on film doesn't mean you're going to make it through. Doesn't mean anybody's on the other side of that camera watching right now.
Nobody's going to say cut except for the guy who cuts you.
Yeah. Or the doctor who is like, yeah, cut the cord. He's dead.
Don't even unplug it. Just get the scissors.
We're just going to throw this right out. Fucking.
So that happens, and then she fucking gets on the train, and you see... Well, you see Vinnie Jones.
Oh, you see Juggernaut from X-Men Last Stand.
That is who this is, but we'll call him Bullet Tooth Tony, I believe. I think his name's Bullet Tooth Tony. In Snatch.
Well, I'm going to call him Vinny. Because that's his God-given name, because he's a great big Italian man.
And he's from like the dirty, seedy UK thug life.
Oh, maybe he's not Italian. I don't know.
He could be Italian.
He looks like a thug.
Either way, my point being, his name is not Vince.
No,
you don't call him Vince
unless you're his grandmother.
Yeah, and
you're dishing out a ladle of like pasta sauce,
or dishing out a ladle of I'm hitting you in the head with a ladle.
dishing out discipline.
It's not Brazilian, so I couldn't say chocolate. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, we see Bradley's. So he saves the girl's life. She gives him an inappropriate thank you kiss.
Yeah.
Lots of lip.
He doesn't reject that kiss.
No,
he doesn't. He forgets about his girlfriend for 10 seconds.
He sure does. And then he takes a bunch of photos of her as she flicks her ass down to the subway and
gives that little meet cute look back, like, I hope you're here at 2 a.m. tomorrow night.
I won't be. Shards of me will be all over the place, though.
I in a way, will be here.
My essence.
And also there and there.
Yeah. A fine mist of me will be hanging in the air.
So the important thing about the shot is you see the ring. Now, it doesn't matter that they emphasize the ring in the shot because they do it 10 other times in the movie. Make sure to remember that there is a ring involved.
We don't learn about the ring. We just know that this man has this ring.
And it's a mandatory part of the costume for some reason.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is based off of a book.
Okay.
And I bet you there's a lot of detail in the book about that ring.
I imagine, yeah.
There's probably a lot of things about things.
But they took that part out for the movie because it's just a fucking ring.
And
I don't have 3 hours, Scorsese.
Well, I feel like we there's probably a lot of backstory to this guy. We don't get it in this film at all.
No, there's none.
We kind of have to make it up.
That's right.
But anyway, so yeah, you see the ring. This guy like holds the subway door open for her somehow.
Mm-hmm. They do stop, but it takes quite a bit of effort. Like, I've seen videos of people getting their heads stuck in that shit. They will reopen. It just takes a minute.
I mean, he's a big guy. He can probably do it.
Yeah.
So he's snapping pictures of her, and then she gets into the subway, and she walks by this man. It's Vinny. But he's so big that his head is not in the frame.
Yeah,
he's taller than the frame of the shot.
Like that Family Guy joke about trying to shoot Hilary Swank. I think it is.
I think she gets close and her face is taking up the whole frame. Is that what it is?
She's just got a giant fucking head. That's that. Fuck now. Do it again because like her forehead's still clipped out.
Yeah. It reminds me of in like the animated Spider-Man, the Kingpin, because he's just like a big black mass with a head in the middle. That's what it reminds me of. She gets on the train, puts her headphones in, and then out of focus. It's a good shot.
Yeah.
Right. She's sitting in the thing, and
right.
Out of focus in the background, you see Vinny like.
Well, he's coming.
He's getting his kill kit open, and
his little doctor's bag
marches forward, and boy, he hits her so hard in the head that her head turns slightly.
Yeah. He hits her so hard with barely any swing whatsoever in the head.
That her head has to turn to the other way.
Like she's sneezing.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
There's a couple times in this movie where there's another one where you could tell he's barely swinging the fucking hammer, and they just add all the sounds in post.
Mm-hmm.
I think it kills a couple later on in the movie, and it's the same. The only time it's disappointing. Like, I would be pissed off about the CG in this movie if it weren't so fucking fun to watch.
Honestly,
there's so many fun things.
I like to do it without CG would have been impossible.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed the shots that we saw.
I wrote anyway about this woman because he stopped her from being sexually assaulted by 3 guys. All that effort for nothing when she gets the meat hammer anyway.
Jesus Christ, Jay. We get a weird shot. Why does he have to wipe the lipstick off her face after she's dead?
It's a great question. I have no idea.
Because given what happens, it doesn't matter.
So there's other stuff that he does. Like he pulls teeth and shit,
eyeballs and fingernails. Like why?
And it's not because there's jars in the medicine cabinet, but those are all just his barnacles.
Thank you. Because I don't know what it's like. He grows foreskins out of his chest.
His chest looks like the bottom of an Italian dock.
Any dock, but an Italian one because given the Vinny. You dunk Vinny in the water, he's gonna look like this eventually.
Like the bottom of a fucking transport ship.
Oh God! So we go home and we're developing these photos and GF girlfriend she agrees we should be profiting off of this terrible thing we photographed.
Most definitely, we're gonna take these right to what's her bitch face with the lipstick. And she's going to be very impressed about the way that you, as a bystander, did nothing to prevent an assault.
And she is.
Yeah, she is, dude.
Oh, boy. Yeah, you should definitely profit off of this terrible, terrible thing that you witnessed. Definitely do that. Don't do the right thing.
Yeah.
No.
As it turns out, even doing the right thing in this movie ain't shit, but put some effort in.
Even when he does try and do the right thing, they don't give a shit.
No, they don't. One person specifically doesn't give a shit. One police officer. The only police officer in the fucking precinct being that this... Like, is she the only one taking walk-in crime reporting? She's the only one.
She's the only cop in all of New York City.
Yeah.
What did I write? I wrote, okay, so the girlfriend sees the pics developing and agrees that he should profit off of the images of this girl's assault. He took many photos, and he was really good at capturing the lowest moment in this girl's life. But let's not tell her about the kiss.
Oh, he didn't even mention the kiss.
Yeah, by the way,
I forgot about the kiss part.
She sucked my lip right off my fucking face. Don't get jealous.
Please don't get jealous. It's only a very high-profile model.
This is where we find out that Brad's a vegetarian.
Yeah, because he goes to a meat diner and asks the guy to make fucking tofu.
A meat diner.
As opposed to a regular one.
Yeah. But it is a meat diner because this guy's like,
Fuck that shit. What is that, beans in here?
I'm not putting beans anywhere near this rotting flesh.
It's got to be a health inspector's wet dream to see somebody bring in food from outside and have it be cooked alongside paying customers shit.
But that's not even the reason. He just doesn't want the curds on the grill.
Yeah, you're a vegetarian? Gross. What do you have, a vagina where your penis should be?
And he's putting your tofu on the same grill as meat defeats the purpose of the tofu being brought in general.
Didn't even think about it. Yes, it sure does.
He just put meat. Salad.
He just meat shit into his fucking body just now.
Yeah. You might as well just drizzle grease on your salad, right?
I completely didn't even think of that, and you're 100% right.
Because he even
says that's the whole point.
He even says I don't care that it's on the same grill as your meat. Then what's the point?
Then eat the meat.
Yeah,
fuck.
Just eat the fucking meat. Good Lord.
Kosher people have separate dishes and dishwashers and ovens entirely.
The dishwasher part is crazy.
They'll have 2 whole kitchens.
Wild.
Right?
Wild. That's a lot of kitchen.
It is. Also, the dishwasher part is crazy because they're getting cleaned in there. Mm-hmm. Why can't they just be all in the same one?
Yeah.
They come out clean as fuck. They're clean as Jesus when he was born, probably.
Dishwashers produce the same dish water.
Yeah.
So, I don't... Maybe it's kosher soap as well.
It's kosher soap.
Yeah, so the whole thing is that the customers would hate if they walked into this diner, we've been coming here for 30 years because we're autistic old people, and if we saw anything other than meat on the grill, oh boy, we'd have a fit right here.
This is it, yeah.
We'd have a fit in the booth with the coloring pencils.
Nervous breakdown if I see anything white and bean related.
The fuck is that on the... You put a sponge on there! Oh, you did. That's fine then.
The kosher soap, by the way, Johnstein and Johnstein.
Get out of here. You get the fuck out of my house. You take that shit and get the fuck out.
You like my Jewish joke?
I did.
You did. I knew it.
So I'm really upset, Jay.
Are you upset because of the fucking tofu on the grill still?
No.
Or are you upset because he in the newspaper sees that the woman that he took pictures of went missing, so he goes to the cops to show them the pictures because those were the last pictures of her ever taken before her life was over, and doesn't at any point to the police officer explain why he was taking pictures. Not only that, he can't give an answer.
Well, that's because he's trying to profit off the photos, and she knows that. And he doesn't want to get caught. But that's not what I'm upset about, Jay.
Okay.
So here we are sitting in the diner.
Yeah, right in that
flipping
diner.
Through the newspaper. Next morning, the very next morning,
she's missing. And in the newspaper
we've got a newspaper.
Yeah, dude. She didn't come home at 2 a.m. from her photo shoot, and somebody called the presses and stopped them. That's what happened. They literally stopped the presses.
Stopped?
They fucked up the printing machine. You gotta
sure
respool all that newspaper. I already know. You can't just stop the fucking presses. You're down for like 16 hours when you stop them.
So they had to have written this article the day before. But that's not even what I'm mad about, Jay.
Oh my god, that's enough to be mad about though.
Oh, are you ready to get more mad?
Sure, bring it.
Pause the film. Read the article.
You know what? I did.
You did? Did you see the same paragraph over and over again for almost half a page.
That's cool. So what I was doing was trying to see if that was what was happening or not.
Oh, yeah.
And it seemed like it wasn't. Apparently, I didn't pay enough attention to what I was reading.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I read as much as I could.
I always do that
and
because I want to know if it's gibberish.
Yeah, no.
At the very least, they wrote some of an article.
They wrote a paragraph, and they didn't even like change the indentations. It's just copy and paste. All of the other articles on this paper, full articles.
Okay.
But the girl who died, we.
So that's what I did, right? I grabbed 2 sentences out of one of the articles, and then I read parts of the other ones to see if those sentences were there.
No, yeah.
All right.
The article is about her missing.
You fuckers.
But it's just.
Slipped it by me. It's fine.
We couldn't write a full article about the dead girl. No, but we pulled the tractor out of a hole. We wrote an encyclopedia. Jesus.
We pulled a tractor out of a hole. Where in New York did you do that? Where is there a tractor in New York?
No, honestly, I think the article is like the opera house got more funding than it expected, and it's like half the page.
Well, it's good.
Yeah,
it's important to support local art.
But this model didn't come home at 2. Her parents are worried.
Her parents have been worried for 4 hours because that's how long it's been since they found out that she wasn't in bed this morning.
Yeah, and well, don't worry, we got the article. It's right here for you.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ, it doesn't make it. I don't know.
No, I didn't even fucking clock that. That's so funny that it was the next morning.
I'm a fucking like. Who's this movie for? Who's this movie for?
Honestly, me a little bit.
Give it a day. You know what? Put a day in between there. Have him take some more photos at night so we think it's in the next day. Jesus.
And like you could easily do that, and then the bitch just wants 2 more pictures anyway. Yeah. It doesn't matter how many pictures you bring to her.
Like she's not a missing person yet. There's no way. It takes 48 hours or something like that, right?
They've reduced it. At this point,
Oh.
it's phenomenally less.
Okay.
I think it might be 24 when you're an adult.
That's still more hours than it's been.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Like
she's a model. She's probably at a party. She's probably getting roofied right now as we speak, guys. So just chill.
Hey. It doesn't always have to be roofies. She's a model. It could be maybe she's working on the longest line of cocaine you've ever seen. And it started on 7th Street and she's up to 35th Street right now. Just hoovering. And then also doing other things that models do.
It's like a Roomba.
Anyway,
no, that's fine. No,
so
you're right.
I'm just upset about that because Bradley Cooper let that happen in his film.
So at the fucking police station, his lack of explanation actually implicates him in the disappearance of a woman. I think it would be easier to go to a cop and be like, "Hey, I'm going to sell these pictures to magazines. Probably, I'm going to put them in an art gallery." Like every other person who takes pictures for a living does?
Yeah.
Instead of, I can't tell you anything. So leaving the cop to be like, oh, so you're the one then. You have her. You know where she is.
I snapped a couple pics amongst my other photos. Here, I thought you might want this. I broke this fight up.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bare minimum as well, he still stopped an assault. He may have been a huge creep about it.
Yeah.
But there's no reason for the cop to be skeptical. I took the danger. I am dressed like a teacher's assistant at a university. I have brought you pictures of people with knives and hoods in the subway, and they still have the woman in their hands in the background. There's no way you're going to think it's me, unless I make you think it is, by saying nothing.
And certainly not showing her the photo of the girl getting on the train and leaving the situation.
Definitely show that one as well, for sure.
That would be the one, like, as you can see, I didn't do it, because as you can see, she's smiling and leaving.
And you know what? If I ever get into a situation like this, I'm taking pictures of her on the subway as it's going faster than I can run.
And I'm going to make her write, I'm okay on a piece of paper and hold it up to the window.
Exactly.
With today's date.
I was not molested by Bradley Cooper tonight. All right, officer?
I think that's something we can all agree is just, it's a great way to go about living, you know? Every day you want that for yourself.
Question for you about that anyway. How is a model that high profile riding the subway alone with no security at 2 a.m?
Well, she was out at a party, Jay. She was bar hopping.
With no security? You're a model? You think Heidi Klum? Not even Heidi Klum. What's the fucking... You think... What's her name? You think Kate Moss goes anywhere without a big black man the size of the president's chef?
President's got a big chef, eh?
Yeah. Oh, you've never seen him?
No.
Oh, boy.
Is this a real thing?
Yes.
Okay.
The White House personal chef is an ex-bodybuilder, and he's fucking ripped. He's the most muscular man I've ever seen.
I feel like they just hire a lot of people like that at the White House so that if like there's ever something going on,
It doesn't matter what room you're in. We're good.
And you just get behind the meat. Everybody's super muscular around here. Get behind the meat.
We don't want the president and the first lady to be caught unawares during their custard tart.
Yeah, everybody's got to be able to throw themselves in front of a bullet here. And then if they were super ripped and could deflect that bullet, that'd be proper.
Fuck. Easy enough explanation for the pictures anyway. No, it's a picky gallery owner that I'm trying to impress, so I took some pictures of a bitch in the subway. Okay. Case dismissed. We'll keep looking.
Yeah, I was taking photos of these people talking. I didn't know it was going to turn into this.
So he fucking goes to, what's her name there, whose name I already forgot, and we're just going to call her Meryl Streep, and shows her the pictures, and I knew the second that she sat down at dick height that she was going to try and touch his leg or something. And that's exactly what the fuck happens. She sees those pictures, and she says, like, oh my God.
She says, whoa.
She says, whoa. I haven't said that. Deal. And that, yeah, you didn't strike me as the kind of person to say whoa. And she's like, I haven't since high school. What happened in high school?
You see another good photo of somebody.
Did you say whoa the first time you came with a boy?
Because whoa is such a low-class thing to say.
Yeah.
Somebody
what
of upper
filthy thing
crust.
were you doing to say whoa when you were a teen?
Weird, did you drink a beer and see a penis?
Did you drink your stepdad's empty?
And see a different penis?
Not his penis, for sure?
Anybody else's penis? Did you Google a penis on the internet and say, whoa?
Went to butts.com.
Hey, man. That could have been anything.
It's my phone ringtone, guys.
It's all good.
We try to keep it upbeat when I get phone calls because I hate them.
I know. I don't answer them.
Holy fuck! If you don't leave me a voicemail, it's not important. That's what's up.
I don't have the password to my voicemail, so if you leave me a voicemail, don't.
It's probably 5 zeros.
I never used to have a password, so all of a sudden I have one now.
I don't know. You super baked one day and it's like, please enter a password for your voice. I have 1238.
No.
All right, I'll forget that in an hour.
No, I changed my plan and the guy was like, nothing's going to change. Lo and behold, everything has changed. My voicemails used to be right there on my phone for me to see.
Nope.
I used to get text messages every time I got a voicemail.
I still do.
And they'd translate that shit to text.
Oh, I don't get to have that. I wish I had that.
It sucks to be you.
Fuck. Well, you don't get to have it anymore either, apparently. So it sucks to be us.
Yeah. Just don't call me because I got to remember how much it sucks to be me. Every time I get a call, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Fucking.
Jesus.
So, yeah. Oh, good pictures of this assault, Bradley Cooper.
Give me 2 more of those.
Give me 2 more of those, and I'll move my hand a little bit higher.
We want 2. I want to say whoa 2 more times before I die. So I guess we're celebrating at the diner.
Yeah.
You know how when you're celebrating.
The filthy meat diner that also my girlfriend works at, so she probably hates to be there leisurely.
Yeah, she's employed at the diner, the meat diner. I'm going to call it the meat diner.
All of our important relationship conversations and events and celebrations and whatnot are going to take place at your job.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Anytime I try meat, it's going to be right here.
Yeah, so you can see my face.
Meat. It's always a big deal when things aren't meat around here. So, I guess we're celebrating. I think is like the fucking chef's there, the waitress, the girlfriend.
I think Jurgis is there.
Jurgis.
I think Jerkin it is there.
Yankin.
Yanking and spanking.
Nothing happens in this other than Bradley's like, all right, peace, guys. I'm going to take 2 more photos. Thanks for showing up and having all this so I can leave.
Instead of celebrating, he's going to walk 3 blocks from the restaurant his girlfriend works at and hope that he stumbles into an additional crime by fluke for his 2 more shots because it's that easy.
Yeah, wow. Welcome to New York, motherfucker.
If crime was that easy to look at and see in New York, you'd be seeing it a lot more. You wouldn't have to walk that far for it.
Cops wouldn't... I feel like they'd be having an easier time with their job. Is this a crime? Is this crime right here?
I think this is crime.
It's crime. Oh, you.
Anyway, my point being, it's not going to take one night for you to get your 2 more shots the one time you're almost stabbed. You're going to have to, spend a week At it.
Take a breather.
Yeah.
Just celebrate.
Go out more than once. Also, yeah, celebrate with your fucking girlfriend who set this whole thing up for you and now has made you successful.
Nah.
How about a kiss at least?
Maybe the model, if we see her again.
Yeah, the model or the art bitch, because she's obviously down.
So is oh yeah, because he's like, I gotta get 2 more shots, and then the friend's like, what about these shots?
What shots? Oh,
he's pouring.
drinks. Yeah, clever. He's already out the door, so he doesn't even hear it.
Yeah, that was like the best. That was not the best, but that was like one of my favorite lines.
Okay,
because it's clever.
Sure.
And I feel like he just kind of threw
It's
that
clever
in
if you're drunk, which all 3 of them clearly are in the scene.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I'm gonna go up by myself at 2 a.m. wasted to take pictures. She'll like those.
Oh yeah, shaky pictures of my feet on the ground.
Yeah, vomit just coming out, obscuring the frame.
Just being in places it shouldn't. Entering nooks and crannies of my camera.
Ew.
This is so what I need from this next scene is just some confirmation that it's this. We're all in agreement that what's happening is happening here.
Okay.
We got 2 guys and a girl on a train.
Yep.
They're on their way to have a 3-way, right? Yep.
They're riding the train so that they can go do a train.
Yeah, because the girl's nervous about riding the train.
They're riding the train so they can run it later.
Yeah.
That's the joke I was trying to make, for fuck's sake, with words.
And it's good. It's a good one. But yeah, so they're like, and he's like, hey, don't worry about it. The train's not so bad. Like, you don't see any graffiti. You don't see any danger.
What a confusing statement that he made was, you can understand the conductor. Was he an Asian immigrant before? What are you trying to say?
Right? Yeah, what? And the conductor doesn't say a fucking thing.
No, he better not be saying anything. He better be saying what stop it is and nothing else.
Yeah, the next stop is...
So I guess what he was implying was that the speaker system sucked?
I guess
But
so.
like, if you ever hear a conductor talk over this, it still does. It's an automated recorded voice over the speaker.
Yeah,
it's different.
It's like, bong! Please step to the side of the... I'll fucking show you my penis. Look at my stupid balls. 3rd Street. That's the subway system they live in.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna change what you just whispered to my ringtone.
Oh god, I really hope that like every time I do something like that, I picture somebody like blaring the podcast in their car for some reason and roll up to a red light and just,
does the nod.
Show me your fucking penis, balls and dick, subway dick, penis and balls on the subway.
Oh, show me your Chubway. I want a Chubway sandwich.
So, yeah, and so at one point he's like, hey, we're going to go back to my place and she can make us a romantic dinner for 3.
So and I hadn't really had the threesome thought. What I did have, the thought I did have was, first of all, that's a misogynist for sure. Mm-hmm. Because he just volunteered a woman to cook for 3 people. But then, like... all 3 of these people kind of deserve to die. The only one who doesn't is the chick.
Yeah, she's just afraid to be on the train.
Yeah, it's almost as if she's been coerced
into getting on the train.
But let me tell you, the train's not stopping here.
Where are they going? Like where?
Some home.
Why can't you just like? If she's so upset, why are you making her ride the $2 subway?
Look at your suits and take a cab.
Yeah, exactly. If this train, okay, so if you're in New York City, sure, this train might be going to Long Island. That's a pretty long way.
Sure.
But like, you're not underground at that point.
She's having a PTSD episode or something right now. She's having a nervous fit. Maybe try a different kind of transportation.
Yeah, but like.
Get your private car, you fucking Wall Street dicks. That's what they are.
It's 2 a.m. It's 2 fucking a.m.
Roads clear, probably.
You're business people.
Yeah.
What are you doing out?
Great question. Celebrating the amazing quarter that we had.
All business people need to be indoors.
I was busy buying and selling until the wee hours of the morn.
And then so obviously you gotta take the train home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a celebration right there.
You gotta suck it up and take the shitty train. Where you're standing because you're probably afraid to sit because filth.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's literally why they're standing. Why bother?
So none of these 3 people notice the giant man walking toward them with weapons, or pay any attention to the woman screaming about the fact that he's there.
Yeah, right?
Because she yells like 4 times, and they don't even stop their conversation.
She sees him in the mirror, like pulling his hammer out and like walking towards.
First of all, turn around.
Yeah, like she's saying something. It seems to be important.
It's urgent.
Yeah, let's stop talking about the 3-way that's about to happen.
Which one of us is going to take the mouth this time? It's a real rock, paper, scissors scenario.
It is. It is. And like you get that more than once, you start to feel like somebody's cheating, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's not chances. Chances don't work like that. So vacuuming.
Vacuuming.
So this is where the eyeball comes out.
This is
my favorite scene.
Both eyeballs.
Well, one of my favorite scenes. There's a lot of good ones, but this is, despite it being CG, this is the good stuff right here.
It would be very difficult to achieve without it and still have it look anything good. So I'm fine with the CG here. Not my favorite part of this scene. My favorite part of this scene is when Vinnie Jones puts a hook in a man's taint and then puts him in the ceiling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He makes sure the hook is as far as it can go. If he hadn't moved, it would have gone out his throat.
My God, he goes all the way to the base with that thing.
He does.
At
the base, also. I think he caught Sack.
Honestly, you would have had to. It's a big hook. It's a big hook.
Yeah, no matter what, you're creating 1 hole out of 2, man or woman.
So I wrote Meat Man tenderizes the back of the husband's head.
Yeah.
I really the eyeballs come out. Blood hits each and every single person in the face. A
lot of blood, like a lot of too much blood for a body in this movie. Yeah. Not a complaint.
Oh, so good. I didn't enjoy that, like, yeah, so that he like gets hit, blood everywhere, and then he does like a twist and he falls and it kind of reveals Vinny.
Yeah.
I would have preferred we just don't see Vinny for the whole film, you know?
Or not as like full body.
Yeah.
And this
obscure his face a bit. Come on.
This is going to tie into more things I have to say about Vinny as a character in this movie.
All right.
I don't like the fact that he He continued to stand after having the back of his head hit so hard with a hammer that his eyeballs pop out. That would put you on the ground faster than turning around to have an emphatic reveal of Vinnie Jones' moment.
Yeah, he really kind of twists delicately, like a delicate dance almost. But yeah, I love the scene, but like I was like, oh, there's his face, huh?
We've seen it.
We're just gonna see Juggernaut without the helmet right here. I liked the tissue hanging off the hammer, like the jelly from the back of the head.
There's some tendrils in this movie.
Yeah.
When he takes things off and apart and out of people and away from people, there's a lot. There's some snail trails, okay?
The woman fucking slips in the blood.
Of course. She's got to slip in the blood.
She runs and she slips on the eyeball.
Well,
that's why
slipping on the blood.
Oh, no, she slipped on the eyeball like a banana peel. And she does the fucking
Mario Kart?
Ass over tea kettle, feet in the air.
Perfect.
I fucking loved it. And then she like tries to crawl through the blood.
Yeah.
I don't know where all this blood came from.
No, it's always everywhere, dude. There's so much blood.
It's like somebody dropped a water balloon.
Blood everywhere all at once. That's the sequel.
Blood everywhere all at once, and it's, I don't know what that movie's about, but it's
the same as Everything Everywhere All at Once, but there's more blood.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just shove Vinny in.
Yeah.
I don't know what Everything Everywhere All at Once is all about.
I don't know. I think it's Michelle Yeoh is in it, and that's all. I will watch it just because she's in it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. But also Vinny with a hammer.
With a hammer. Keeps the fucking all of his tools so pristine.
Yeah.
And also, who's cleaning the subway? Who's cleaning the subway every night after 2 a.m.? It's shut down for like an hour. That's not enough time.
I had that question
too. Not enough fucking bleach in the world.
I had that question too. And like, hey, you're on a public space. I get that you're a butcher working in a meat plant, but maybe we have a different tool that doesn't make so much blood. I don't know.
Maybe
you've been doing this for hundreds of years. Let's perfect it a little bit.
Maybe stop using the tools from work. That's an easy trail. That's an easy trail to follow. It's like 2 breadcrumbs.
There's a meat tenderizer-sized dent in this guy's skull.
It's weird. The cameras showed the guy with the meat tenderizer that he uses every day for a job getting on right before that.
This guy, it seems like his meat tenderizer is just a part of his body at this point. It's like he's been wielding it for hundreds of years.
It's almost like that, isn't it?
Huh. So he drags her through the blood. No. He drags her through the blood.
He does.
And then, hammer to face. I thought this is where he throws the hammer like a tomahawk.
No, that's to Bradley Cooper's girlfriend later, hilariously.
Yeah.
So that she can't get the third shot off. Because the third shot from a gun that you've never used before in horror movies is always the one that hits.
That's
you always
right.
miss the first two.
That's right. And she didn't
even try for the third. She just decided to run, and Vinny was like, "We'll stop though."
And from 2 feet away.
Yeah.
With a pistol.
Not
even a rifle, a pistol.
Bad at it. Should have given it to Bradley.
So this kind of I'm including all this in the same shot, but there's still a cool shot of like the POV being dragged through the blood.
Yeah.
And you see the hands like trying to get a grip on the subway floor, but it's slick with blood.
The movie does a good job of like doing things I wouldn't expect from a movie like this in terms of quality. Mm-hmm. Like the good shot shit, like unique shots, unique deaths, to be honest.
Yeah. Like this movie isn't scary.
No,
but
it's an enjoyable watch.
It's gory and it's fantastic.
If that's all you want going into it, you're going to be satisfied.
Yeah, if you want to watch
you're going to be fucking baffled as fuck by the third act, but you'll be satisfied.
Yeah. You'll have questions that never will be answered one time for you ever. But it's a good movie.
Yeah.
So
it's a shut the brain off movie.
Yeah,
honestly.
It really
When
is.
did we watch this? Like it was fucking like drunk at 1 a.m. probably.
That's right, and I only paid attention because of the name. So in this shot, he like props her up on her knees, and you see him like bashing the camera with a hammer until it goes flying. And then in this shot
that's when you learn that it was a head.
It's still POV. Yeah. You see it go. It spins, lands, and you see him.
Loved it.
And then it goes from being a POV to a reflection in the eye and zooms out, and then you see just a head gasping for air. And I think the eyes twitch.
Yeah.
The arms are still like doing their thing.
And like the way you find out that it's her head, I mean, if you're not gonna assume that naturally, is like when it lands, she's looking at her own headless corpse at that point.
Yeah, it's within the frame too.
Yeah.
So goddamn good.
It was.
And then he steps over her body. I loved it.
Then he fucking leaves. All right. And this is when Bradley Cooper goes, "Hey, guy, I'll follow him. Just a guy." Mm-hmm. I just saw because that formula worked with the first three. So he's state-dependent results?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's a guy who looks like he's up to something.
Yeah. What he's up to is being able to sense when he's being followed.
So I don't know why he keeps following him the entire film, because he knows...
Immediately, right away. And he puts on disguises and shit later, and it's like, okay, but I can still see your face, though. You know the face that I saw when I grabbed your chest and stopped you from walking past me? Because you were following me, and I know that? Mm-hmm. I do like, on the topic of good shots... So Vinnie Jones just fucking stops in the middle of the sidewalk while Bradley Cooper is trying to take pictures of him and following him. So Bradley Cooper tries to do the nonchalant, inconspicuous thing and just walk past him like he's a regular pedestrian.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen. Vinnie just stops him. He does the old stop and feel like you're trying to cop a feel on a date at a red light. like George Costanza's father.
Yeah.
Fuck, they call it something in Curb Your Enthusiasm. I think it's just called a stop and grab. Anyway.
Okay.
That's my move! You used my move on my wife! The way that they did it, though, is that you kind of just hear like a fucking... And then Bradley Cooper grunts, which I want to say that the goal there was to have the viewer believe that he got stabbed in the chest for a second. Because he's also the first one who speaks.
Yeah.
Liked it.
I loved it too, yeah.
Subverted expectation. Because at that point, it would be believable that he got stabbed. We just watched him kill 5 people.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it would suck for the film.
It would.
It would.
It would just be his girlfriend trying to avenge his death for the rest of the film.
Oh,
for fuck's
boy.
sake, could you imagine that? She already has too much of a fucking role later on anyway. When she just inserts herself into the thing that she literally had an argument with him about for continuing.
She goes from being very skeptical to being right into the party.
Right?
Yeah, I enjoyed this shot. Yeah, they got Vinny, and they must have been like, Vinny, look, we need you to do the meanest mug you can muster.
For the whole movie.
And like he like almost dislocates his mean mug.
Yeah, he does.
Mean mugging, but pops his lower jaw right off.
I've never seen a scowl this deep on someone who didn't have
God.
like, who wasn't in war.
Yeah, you know you've done something wrong when he pops that one out. This is where he like again notices the ring. Oh, the ring on your hand. I'm sorry, sir. I just wanted a photo of you. I know that's wrong to do.
Yeah.
And you could probably wear me like a puppet right now if you wanted to.
A meat puppet.
A meat puppet.
Fumbles through an excuse, which is good enough for him anyway. Probably because he just doesn't want to deal with a stranger right now. Like, I'm tired. I just committed murders. I'm trying to go to bed at the Hotel Balaclava or whatever the fuck it is.
It might as well be the Hotel Cecil.
It very, very might as well be.
That's the fucking Hotel Cecil vibe I get.
So, since you disliked seeing Vinnie Jones's face so early into the movie, did you enjoy watching him get dressed and ready for work?
You know.
Did you like him looking in the mirror to make sure his tie was straight? Did you enjoy watching the mass-murdering psycho on the subway with demons become humanized for 5 minutes?
Not particularly, because...
hey, man,
it doesn't
me the fuck neither.
Had this been a movie about Vinny just going around with his hammer, yeah, I want to see that.
I'm not going to feel bad for him. Too much has already happened.
Yeah, I've seen what he's done for no particular reason.
It's implied that he does it a lot. Like, every night he does that. Have a crooked tie, asshole.
Yeah, does it matter? Does it really fucking matter?
No.
But I guess he's going to work. He's got a day job because apparently his night job doesn't pay the bills.
Well, I mean, what bills? All right. He's staying at a hotel for just eternity? You know, if you had just rented a flat somewhere, probably you wouldn't have to have 2 jobs.
You probably own it by now if you just paid the mortgage.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yep.
But he's got a big apartment in this hotel, so I'm guessing it's like a Cecil situation where you.
It's a Chris Angel situation.
Oh, he's
just been there so long.
He's
they
got
gave
residency.
It to him. Yeah.
He's got residency at the top of the pyramid.
Fine. Bradley Cooper at this point becomes an actual stalker in the way that he follows a stranger to their work.
Yeah.
While he's doing this, fuck this whole part of the movie, because let me tell you something. You hide from me behind a stack of 20 pallets, I'm gonna go, there's Matt right there behind the pallets. Because I can fucking see through slats of wood. You know what else I can see through? The translucent flaps in a meat packaging plant. You're not... Good job hiding, not at all. Good job hiding by standing in the middle of the room.
You might as well be hiding behind that fucking...
The chain link fence from Jackass that Aaron McGee hides behind.
That? You might as well hide behind the fucking...
Lattice in a backyard.
Fuck! You might as well hide behind the glass cubes at a dentist office that make up those fucking walls.
Hide behind a tennis racket.
No, we're gonna...
And he's taking pictures like 10 feet away from the fucking guy. People see him and do nothing at all.
He's snapping photos like he's not the only one not in like a smock and hairnet.
And he's got a camera.
Like he's contaminating the meat with his presence.
He's also doing that. Yeah, you're right. Vinnie Jones walks right by him and just doesn't even notice, which, I mean, look, a lot of this movie's far-fetched. That's the most far-fetched thing. He could tell that Bradley Cooper was nearby last night.
I wrote that Bradley Cooper stands out like a thumb on a foot.
You're right. He's the only one not covered in blood and guts in the meat plant.
Yeah. He's the only one holding a camera and snapping photos secretly.
Fuck.
But like really badly secretly.
They really make Vinnie Jones just sit in a subway for like a whole 20-minute time lapse and not move.
I honestly think that he might have just been a cardboard cutout because he doesn't take a breath.
If you look, he does.
Okay.
Near the end, it becomes a lot more like visible.
Okay.
But yeah, at the beginning, he's just a goddamn golem.
Maybe he's getting pumped. He's just like
right for forever. It feels like hours. This fucking shit goes on for.
He's got to kill people. So don't you got to hype yourself up a little bit?
That's fair. Yeah.
I don't know. Like he does it every fucking night for hundreds of years.
You gotta get your deep breathing in. Yeah. Your tantric breathing. The cop stops Bradley Cooper from getting on the fucking subway because he's got a camera, and he's like, "How do I know there's not explosives in this?"
Oh yeah, it's
Matt. 9/11 changed everything.
Orange alerts changed everything. 9/11. You're right. 9/11 changed everything.
We're at threat level orange. We're at threat level midnight. Meat train. Okay.
Apparently, after threat level orange, you can check buttholes. Because he just like grabs the camera. What's this? A camera? What are you gonna bomb this empty subway? There's nobody on it.
Alert.
With this camera bomb?
I can check whatever I want.
I'm gonna check your ass.
It better not go to red while we're standing here, or else I'm putting on the gloves. If we're at threat level darker than red, no gloves.
Oh, bite the pillow.
Yeah.
Threat level orange. But so while Bradley's following Vinny to the subway, Vinny's looking over his shoulder constantly.
I'm pretty sure Bradley Cooper takes a picture of him looking over his shoulder right at the camera.
So,
and then you get to see that picture later when his girlfriend's like, "That guy's creepy."
Yeah, he is. That's why I've been following him. And he knows that I've been following him, so what's this all about?
He's gotta know. Stop being covert. Just sit right beside him and strike up a conversation.
With the amount of times he's glanced over his shoulder, like, how do you think that you're being secret right now?
It's broad daylight, man. I've seen the same 3 sweaters and jean jacket combination.
So, it's like this another POV shot of the train going down the tunnel.
Yeah.
And okay, so does the train takes like a turn, does it not? I feel like every time when something's about to happen, the train goes down a certain tunnel.
Grant Station. When the shit happens.
Okay.
If the shit doesn't happen, that's when it speeds up. And there is a shot of it taking a fork.
Yeah, it keeps going to like the right instead of the left.
That is the derelict station that's underneath the meat plant where the bugs are that eat people. They're not bugs, but they might as well be.
I just wrote chuds because
that's what they are.
New York City.
That's
apparently.
what they are. And the whole point of the movie, spoiler alert, is that the city of New York has struck a deal with chuds where we'll feed you if you just stay the fuck downstairs.
Yeah, because chuds apparently have been around longer than people.
Don't go into the basement. Stay in the basement if you're chuds.
All chuds stay in the basement. Don't want to see a single chud on a stair.
And they absolutely do not go to heaven.
Oh my
also,
God.
since they're people, you can go fuck yourself. Because what do you think chuds are, asshole movie, okay?
Oh, Jesus Christ. So,
Vinnie Jones gets accosted by a Black Panther.
It's...
By a fucking... What's the...
That's what they have a name. It's, but you're right. You're essentially right. He, like, tries to scare him, and then when Vinny says... nothing and is not startled
when Vinny
at
doesn't
all.
flinch,
it's like, oh yeah, life is like a box of chocolates.
So it's like, boo! Oh, you're retarded.
Yeah,
right to his face.
Yeah, he calls him, and I mean, you'll look at him.
I understand he's clutching the thing, but
he's
at the same time,
he's got the suit and he's clutching the thing.
He's clutching the thing like an old woman would clutch their purse at this Black Panther.
Yeah, it's kind of racist though. He clutches his bag of hammers.
I'm really hung up on because it's not Knights of the Night because that was Dwight's group in The Office. Guardian Angels.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy's dressed like a guardian angel, but he's not guarding anything but a large knife.
And if you're wondering what that looks like, you've seen the episode of Always Sunny where bums be jerking it off in the alley. Is that what it's called? Bums be jerking off all over the city.
That's the one.
Or it's the gangs clean up the streets, and they have the mini bats and the not even Kangol hats.
They're berets.
Right? That's right.
They're SAS berets. They're probably like French poet berets, actually.
That's what this man looks like.
Yeah. I think he's got a camo shirt on.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't go well for him.
No. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying is like, you call me Forrest Gump. If I was already going to kill, like, you made the list.
Oh, yeah. So this guy gets distracted. He's like, oh, what is this, local? Because, like, the train starts to speed up.
Why are you still making small talk with the guy that you called a tard to his face 10 seconds ago? There's nobody else on the train.
Yeah, and why are you at all surprised that he's trying to get tender with the back of your head?
This was a fun fight, I guess. Like, I didn't hate this fight at all.
Yeah, it was okay.
A lot of the guys' responses to being hit were kind of stupid in the sense that, okay, we need a close-up shot of you screaming in pain.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Doesn't he get his hand crushed or something? He's just right in the camera.
I don't know. I to be honest, I kind of looked away. The only thing I remember from this fight is that for some reason he doesn't finish him off and then starts bleeding from the mouth for no reason.
Well, he's sick. Have you seen his chest?
Is that maybe
I honestly think they're related, but no, you don't get an explanation as to what the chest barnacles are at all.
Maybe if we saw like a medical report on a table or something, show that to me.
You don't. My only assumption is that if you do the job for long enough, you turn into one of those things.
Sure.
You know?
Sure.
It's all I can... It's like...
Well, it seems like they mark you up somehow for no reason without explanation.
You do Freddy Krueger's bidding for long enough and he explodes out of your chest. Same thing.
Apparently, yeah. As long as you fucking keep cutting off those foreskins that keep growing, you're fine.
So I had this whole note that I had to cross out, actually, because the thought that I had very early on was, this is a train, it's got a conductor. So why... You better not show the conductor then. And the first thing they do during this fight is show the fucking conductor. And I'm like, okay, so this movie now sucks because that conductor would be doing anything at all about this. It's his job.
Would he?
And then they saved it by making him in on it.
Ooh.
And I was like, all right, fine. But you flew a little too close to the sun on that one. All right, movie? I almost got pissed right off.
You only get one more of those.
So that fight happens, and I'm disappointed, Mahogany. And then later on in the movie, the conductor's like, yeah, he just couldn't hack it anymore, which I assume is a reference to the fact that he's not as reliable at fully killing as he used to be.
Yeah. He does the hammer slamming into the back of people's heads and the eyeballs coming out.
It's not good enough anymore.
Yeah, they're not quite all the way good. We're not done yet.
Yeah, you didn't break the distance record for those eyeballs when they came flying out of a head.
Yeah, he certainly isn't cutting it anymore the way he's turning their skulls into liquid. With the blood all over the fucking place. That's not cutting it anymore. No. Jesus Christ, conductor. What was he doing before that was so good?
This is like the most I can never please my father ever.
He slams a guy to the ceiling by his dick and balls. Yeah. What is he not doing that you want him to do?
It wasn't an A+, it was only an A-. Why aren't you a doctor yet? Said every Asian parent.
During this scene, the conductor comes out and just fires off a bullet, and you think you know.
Yeah.
But you're wrong. What you think is wrong. It goes into the innocent guy's skull.
It goes right through an innocent man's skull and then not at all into Vinnie Jones's face, which is about 2 feet away.
Well,
and then it cuts
to
him
side,
having stepped to the side.
Yeah.
You never saw him step to the fucking side.
No, you didn't.
Also, who is he? Neo from The Matrix? It's a bullet.
Look at the suit.
They were in each other's clutches right before that bullet got fired.
Nah. Look at the suit.
I'll just look at the suit.
That's the kind of suit you wear when you're in the Matrix.
When you're Agent Smith.
When you're locked in or plugged in.
Jacked in, actually.
Whenever you're
which
jacked
gets
off.
Stoked about that. Yeah, whenever you're jacked off of the Matrix.
Whenever you're jergened in. You're jergened off.
Cut to Bradley Cooper and his girlfriend, and tonight he's saying, I can't afford an engagement ring, so here's one made out of a fried onion because we work at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Pardon me while I aromantically propose in the dark, filthy restaurant you work at. So sentimental and loving the way that I came to your work at the end of your shift and just threw a ring at you like, yeah, I'm poor, here's this.
That's literally, he's like, I know you said you wouldn't marry me until I made money.
But here I haven't yet. Let's try it.
I just want to confirm that you know that I haven't made money by giving you this onion ring. Now put it on your finger and get burnt.
Now, it's not literally an onion ring, but it might as well fucking be.
Oh, was it? Okay, because I didn't see what it... I
no,
was like,
like,
fucking onion ring, I bet.
It's like... his whole speech is like, this is a pre-engagement ring. I'll get the real good one for you later, but this one is just, this is a promise ring. You know, like we're the Jonas Brothers.
Yeah.
And
yeah, don't go getting your ass eat by anybody else.
I would argue that the most romantic place to do that is right in front of the counter of the meat diner instead of literally anywhere else. Also, prep, because I'm going to bend you over this dirty counter and I'm going to fuck you like you clearly hate it.
Yeah, I really
Because let me tell you, I don't know if she was ever in on this one.
I really hope after a long day of waitressing, you sure are clean down there, because I'm going in from the back.
I sure hope you don't smell like the steak you cooked.
And
wait.
Can I just need to point this out here. When is the waitress the last person at a diner?
That's a great point.
When is the waitress the last person left at the diner?
One thing that I forgot to mention is that the guy who owns this diner who bitches about tofu is Taub from the show House.
Oh.
He's just got
not seen.
He's just got longer, more Jewish hair.
Well, we're lucky he wasn't there, because this is where Bradley Cooper bends her over and licks her ass from the back.
Well, I mean, there's no guarantee that it might just be nose and ass. Okay, he might be going under with the tongue, right?
Maybe.
I'm telling you, it's real love if you're willing to eat it from the back. All right.
Well, he eats it from the back after a long day of waitressing.
He does, because she's not getting naturally moist, because he's not doing anything to turn her on. And then when he puts it in her, he actively tries to make her dislike it and wins.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that goes, like, why are you having a shot of her, like, traumatically upset about getting back railed like that?
Yeah, I wrote it was
and he whispers baby?
It was a little weirdly rough.
Dude, immediately, too. Like, you gotta work your way into that. You can't just immediately start tearing it up, because you literally will.
And we cut right from that
to
a shot of a train going through a tunnel.
The most jarring series of cuts. You go from Vinnie Jones killing a man, or actually just letting a man die by being shot in the head, to rough, aggressive,
train going in a tunnel.
Yeah.
To a train going in a tunnel. Two trains in two different tunnels.
One of those tunnels is a lot more accepting than the other.
Yeah. Unfortunately for our viewing pleasure.
Holy shit. And then he has then he has a dream sequence where he's the killer and he's killing himself. Wake up choking.
Yeah, it's another weird shot. I don't know. I don't get it.
This was because like he's choking in the dream.
Was he not the guy?
So he gets his throat cut by himself in the dream, and he spills his own blood, and then the reflection of his own blood is his face.
Okay, because I didn't recognize him.
And then he wakes up choking. No, as a matter of fact, I had to put that together afterwards because I thought that it was somebody else.
Yeah,
I thought it was John Hamm. I said that out loud.
No more Suits.
Why is John Hamm an extra in this movie?
Is it Suits? It's Suits he's in, right?
No. Mad Men.
No.
It's so Suits. So if we're talking about wardrobe, Suits.
We couldn't watch Mad Men because I had to stop and explain to you every time that the men weren't mad at you. Oh, fuck. Yeah, no, I was like, who's this guy? Who am I looking at? Why was this his dream?
So then I ask, what was the point of the dream sequence? Also, did his girlfriend not hear him having violent choking episodes in his sleep? Like, she's right there beside him. She's just like, you're fucking on your own for that one.
I told you were a good artist, all right?
I saw the shitty ring you gave me. I'm not gonna roll you over if you're choking on vomit. Just stop drinking so much.
Yeah, stop eating it from the back. Jesus Christ.
I'm not gonna give you mouth to mouth. I've seen where it's been tonight. We once knew a certain individual who was a bag of scum, who once told me a story about how his girlfriend worked like Domino's or something, and was like, yeah, when she comes home, she's got to shower because I can't eat her out. It just smells like pizza. And let me tell you, being told that information by somebody who I liked at the time, like as a person, I was like, that's a lot of information about your girlfriend's vagina. Now I have that, and I know it. And I suspect you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have a good idea, unfortunately.
One time, he stole my driver's license and then biked home.
Smart. Smart. Was he going to use that as a ID because you guys look the same? You guys look alike?
I would look like him if I had Michael Jackson disease.
Ooh. So this is the scene where
Vinnie Jones has the chest like the bottom of an Italian fishing dock.
Yeah, and we don't know why or why.
It's literally what I wrote.
We don't know why he's got to cut them off and keep them in jars. He keeps all of his little barnacles in jars.
Are you growing more of them?
Apparently.
What?
He's not planting them.
I don't understand.
They look like little pepperonis when they like cup up and like hold the grease.
They look like black olives on a pizza. How's that?
Yeah, they look like a pile of foreskins on a man's chest.
They look like the top of a discarded tube sock.
They look like awful.
You know how wet? You know when the tube sock sort of falls in form and like it's open?
You're goddamn right. Yeah,
that's what it looks like. It looks like the knotted end of a balloon.
Yeah, there you go.
How's that?
But made of flesh.
So he cuts those. So he cuts those off his body and he keeps them in jars like fucking Gunther's Body Works
for no reason.
And yeah, no, it's not explained. They'd never come up again except for to be dropped in the sink later. That's it. Bradley Cooper, despite the fact that he gets kidnapped and scratch possessed, when some demon writes fucking Bagul symbol on his chest when he's asleep, fucking, he doesn't even grow them. So there's no point.
Yeah, no, there isn't. I imagine in the book we probably got a full paragraph page of that.
Yup.
And these are the suction cups that he grows because he's part octopus, and that's why he lives for 100 years.
He's Cthulhu, secretly.
There you go.
Now, while Vinnie Jones is committing home surgery, or performing it, Bradley Cooper's staring at his pictures, and his girlfriend is in the back being oddly dismissive of his hard work.
Well, it's because his work wasn't that hard.
I would hope, okay, so a thing in the BDSM community is called aftercare.
Christ.
And aftercare is like, okay, if you're slapping somebody around, right, and you're calling them the worst names that you can imagine, and like maybe you get a little racist with it or something, it's important to decompress in your relationship by like being affectionate and caring and making sure that was make-believe, pretend. I can fucking promise you, based on their interaction in this fucking kitchen, that there wasn't even a kiss afterward. They didn't even touch in this scene. And after getting railed out like that, like fucking, like Emilia Clarke in Game of Thrones, I would need a smooch.
Somebody, smooch Jay.
I would.
If you're gonna use them like that.
Holy shit. Fucking Maya gets rode hard and put away wet. Here's your coffee in the morning, though.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, I mean, yeah, pictures, huh?
Why?
Cool, man. I don't know. I don't get it.
She says exactly the thing that everybody is saying. Why don't you just give that to the police and then forget about it?
Number one, give it to the police, but also, like, she doesn't really seem to understand the requirements of the job he's accepted. Because she's like, I thought you were supposed to be working on the thing for fucking Sharon Tate, or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And he's like, he doesn't go, look around. I am. Look, this is it.
Well, to be honest, it feels more like a where's Pepe Sylvia situation.
It becomes that for sure.
Oh my God, does it ever? But she's like,
I bet Charlie Day watched this movie in preparation for that scene. It's the same without the cigarette.
She says, just give a picture to the cops and move on. Yeah.
Thanks for the advice.
Do that, though.
Go ahead
and then take more pictures of bums falling asleep.
His whole concern is that they don't fucking listen because of how he was implicated based on his own behavior the last time he tried to give police the pictures.
Okay, well, maybe don't dabble anymore in it because it's going to get worse.
Yep. It's only downhill from here.
You're investigating a murder, and you know it is.
So then, instead, we're gonna do the investigation during the day more.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna go
hide behind some more skids that are fucking see-through.
Yep.
And fuck this shot because it's a good shot and I like it. And I understand. He's going into the meat factory, right? And Bradley Cooper's in behind, and we see him in the side mirror of one of the delivery trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Cool shot.
I liked it.
In full view of Vinnie Jones, if he were to look anywhere at all. And there's no way that he didn't see him.
Bradley Cooper is in full view of Vinnie Jones this entire film. And
and
it's just sort of like, is Vinnie going to look or not? And he does look every time.
Bradley Cooper is the kid that didn't like playing hide and seek as a kid because he was always found first.
Well,
right there.
He needs to stop hiding in the spotlight and the mirrors. And through the plastic tarps.
So dumb. He goes to all the trouble of putting on a coat and a hard hat so that he can blend in, but no face mask. Nothing to obscure the face that the person who you're following has seen multiple times by now.
I'll give you this, like maybe he's not gonna suspect you. Yeah, the costume you've got on, but
maybe not.
Maybe,
here we go, because I know what you're gonna say. Bring it.
Maybe holding your camera at dick height and pointing it around at people. You're the only person doing that. But, hey, let's get some photos of Vinnie while he looks at you.
You might as well be carrying a framed picture of a black brick on a white background.
Yep.
Just through the meat factory.
You might as well have sparklers.
A lot of things are at dick height in this movie. This isn't the only. And, yeah, like, I like that, like, he's holding it in a way that it's meant to convey that he's obscuring the camera. But he's basically, like, handing people a camera if they want it.
He's covering the camera, but the lens.
Not the lens.
The lens is sticking out in such a manner that, like he's holding it at crotch height. And
yes.
But I think his theory is like, hey, no, I'm holding it down here. So if you look, you're gay. What am I doing down here? Don't look. It's none of your business. You know? Eyes are up here, buddy. Eyes are up here.
Snoot.
I'm Bradley Cooper.
He's doing the fucking thumb and finger thing.
Yeah.
That's really funny. If you look, you're gay. How about this though? All that. I take all that. Okay, they're so fucking hard focused on their job that later on we find out that the entire meat plant is in on the whole scheme, which means that the second they saw somebody who wasn't employed there, they would be swarming them like the zombies of World War Z.
You would think.
My biggest issue with the scene though is that it is a manual SLR camera. And he's not using the viewfinder to focus.
No, he's not, but he's taking these fucking...
You're not taking a picture of fucking shit. You're taking a picture that looks like the screenshot from the end of Texas Chainsaw Massacre when it's just Leatherface's Leatherface. That's what every one of your pictures in this factory looks like. Yep. And it's just a blurry, wide open mouth and nothing else.
If that, you're... How are you not taking everything? You're just taking pictures of crotches.
Also that, unless you're angling it up perfectly, which you would never know.
Yeah, I hated that. And then I also hated that it took I don't know, it took him spotting the guy to be like, well, fuck it, I'm just going to take a picture then. And, and he brings the camera up to his face. Well, he's looking at you!
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. And then you're surprised that he sees you? Also, those camera clicks, loud as fuck.
Loud as fuck.
I don't care how loud a meat plant is, you're going to hear camera clicks.
Oh, for sure.
And it's not just because I'm a film student that I recognize that sound immediately. Phones make it.
I mean, he was alive back when the cameras that were new made that sound.
Yes.
Apparently. Dr. Vinnie Jones, MD, cutting his nipples off.
His extras. He's like a Wahlberg. I don't remember which one of them, but one of them has a third one.
Oh, no.
It's like down here.
That's not a good place for it to be.
It's weird. So Vinnie Jones starts chasing Bradley Cooper through this meat plant in the middle of the fucking day. If what I said wasn't true, and it's not because the viewer doesn't know it anymore, just stand out in the open. What's he gonna do? Kill you in front of his coworkers? No, instead I'm gonna hide amongst the meat where I'm by myself.
Yeah.
What the fuck kind of choice was that to make?
Yeah, let me hang amongst the beefs while they hang.
Also, he's got no upper body strength. He's only hanging. He did like one chin up, and he's tired.
I enjoyed. Yeah, Vinny takes a second. He's like, well, there's hanging meats. Let me look for feets amongst the meats.
Feets in the meats, dude.
And then it's like a cold locker. All the beefs are hanging.
Feets in the meats. A steak related circus performance.
Okay. All right. Just it's like a dance in a grape vat, but meat.
Death defying feats.
And then you land in meats.
Oh. Feats with meats.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Also a very specific fetish.
We're selling tickets.
I want a top sirloin served on a foot like Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't.
You keep that jerking under the table though.
I'm gonna jerk off on the foot.
The whole you walk into that restaurant, it's just this.
Except it's like 20 of them. I'm feeding. Chick likes it too? All right.
Nah, that was just a really, That
was a boy?
Well, no, they can't all be like, ugh. Not everybody makes that sound, Jay.
I'm sorry, I haven't slept with a lot of men.
Neither have I. But
you seem a lot more confident than me in your statistics.
All I know is that there's a lot of people in this planet, and some of them are gonna make you uncomfortable when they pop. All right? Yeah. Not everybody pops gracefully.
Not everybody pops gracefully, but
those are the people you don't find in films.
But those who pop last pop loudest.
Those are the people popping in basements behind the radiator, the hot water boiler, making cobwebs.
Now I'm a plumber.
Yeah.
So I don't want to know about that.
Well, don't touch cobwebs.
More like pop webs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cumbwebs.
Spider-Man. So fucking. Yeah, Bradley, he pulls himself up on the meat because he figures he doesn't want his feet to be seen in the meat.
Yeah. No feet in the meat. It's right on the sign.
It doesn't matter because Vinny's he's a specter. He's right behind you. He's Jason in every Friday the 13th.
He's Michael fucking Myers, apparently.
There he is, silently behind you. So we keep running.
Yeah.
I mean,
what else do you do,
This guy gets so many opportunities to just kill people, and then he kind of waits.
There's a ceremony about it. There's a ritual.
He likes people to know that he's there and about to kill them before he kills them.
Well, he wants to see the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't want to take anybody off
guard.
Like
Ahab.
Everybody gets a fucking chance. But yeah, he stands there for like too long of time.
Yeah, long enough for him to get all the way out and hop on a delivery truck in peace.
Right?
And then he's just standing there with his hook menacingly. And like people walking down the street probably, they don't see that and go, that's a killer right there. I should call someone.
Yeah, I wonder why this man is chasing another man holding a meat hook and a knife.
Great question.
And not like a little
all around.
knife?
No, one for meat.
One that I assumed was the knife that the guardian angel had pulled on him.
I think maybe he
Like
just has a bunch of those because he's dealing with whole cow carcasses anyway.
Yeah, it's a big knife.
It is.
But I figured that would have been like a, haha, now I got your knife. I'm going to use it for meat. You know, and for the audience. A nice audience thing.
So he goes to the diner. And in the diner, both Jurgis is there eating a disgusting looking steak. I assume it's gravy, but why is it so brown and saucy?
I assume it's Salisbury.
Okay,
considering
sure.
we're at a fucking diner.
Well, Jewish Grill does not a Salisbury steak make. Anyway, both him and Taub, which is what I'm going to call him now, comment on how Bradley Cooper looks awful. No, he doesn't. He looks like the exact same as he did at the beginning of the fucking movie. I can only imagine what they did was, we're going to have Bradley Cooper in the movie. We can't make him look ugly. He's a smoke show. So let's just say he looks like shit.
Bradley, you look like a handsome piece of garbage.
You know? We won't even put, like, bags under his eyes and makeup or anything. No, he just looks like he's Bradley Cooper in a movie.
We're actually going to intensify the handsome filter. We're going to crank that handsome filter 2 notches to the left.
But all right, fine. I guess he looks like shit.
Well, you know why he looks like shit? It's because he hasn't eaten meat.
So he needs to.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. All right? Not the place I would have chosen to break my vegetarianism, number one, because it's garbage.
Yeah.
That's
no.
Number two, if I've gone to all the trouble of hooking you up with a potential, like, a gallery showing where you can get your name out there. Maybe some magazines will pick up your pictures. If you barehand my fucking sauce off my plate and just put that in your mouth, it's over. We're done.
I'm glad you agree.
That's the grossest shit in the whole movie.
Like, yeah, he takes a chunk of meat. Okay, fine.
That part's fine.
Don't you ever do that again.
He slaps his fucking meaty paw right down in a handful of sauce and just, like, rubs it off the plate into his mouth like a fucking ape.
You're about to get your own steak. It's on the grill.
Yeah,
Hold
he did ask
on.
for one. Yeah. Also, why are you eating meat now suddenly? That's never explained like it's supposed to be something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They make like a deal out of it. Like, whoa, oh, really?
Yeah. Are you sure?
I'll have one meat, please.
I don't think
essentially
anybody...
what he says.
There's no restaurant owner that this guy walks into and goes, give me some meat, and they second guess him. No, take it. I don't have that many customers.
Yeah, this is going to go bad if nobody else.
This is going to go bad in an hour.
At some point, there's a shot where he's on one of those, like, old-timey, like, looking through the old newspapers machines.
Yeah.
And there's one article that says one butcher was held in a couple killings.
Well, that's the guy. It's got to be...
From the 1800s.
So it's the same guy, right?
Oh, it has to be.
It must be the same guy, and he's just Gandalf.
Yeah, an ageless man named Vinny who never ages.
Named Mahogany, because he's as old as a redwood.
Hey!
There we go.
But, using common sense, that's gotta be the guy. And everybody around him also uses common sense.
I will now spiral into a manic episode in the apartment so that my girlfriend can walk in on Pepe Sylvia.
Yep.
Because that's exactly... It's the same. There's fewer strings, but there's more pins. He traded the strings in for more pins.
Oh, he did.
That's how many missing people there are on the subway line.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you, this is too big for your investigational skills.
If he had...
This is going to require a precinct. There are hundreds of pins on that board.
It would have been a tapestry had he used any strings at all. He would have woven the most beautiful tapestry.
He essentially created a topographical mountain range with those pins.
Of people missing.
Stop investigating the missing people.
Yeah.
You're going to go missing.
By the way, this is the big city.
Yeah.
People go missing.
Yeah. In a perfectly straight line with the subway.
Sometimes people just don't come back. And that's the way it is. They got other places to be. Not everybody has to know every single thing. But
so, yeah, fucking Maya gets Charlie Dade about this fucking chick that's missing, and then all the other people who are also missing. And the second, like, this girlfriend sucks, all right? Because, like, the encouragement, he's actually onto something for a second. And as soon as he gets even a little bit obsessive, like, if I walked into my place, or if you walked into my place, we're together. We've been together for years, Matt, you and me. It's love. Like bend you over the counter at the restaurant. And I'll put your face in the grill and turn it on. Fuck. If you and you see what I've done and you don't go, all right, let me hear you out a little though. Then we break up because you don't love me enough.
Yeah.
I put all this effort into the horrifying 7 what's in the box board that I've made. And all you do is cry and tell me to stop and then weirdly strip while you take pictures of me?
I really didn't like this scene.
No, because it doesn't make any fucking sense. She gets really upset, and she's like, okay, well, no more night shots because I don't like how dark your subject matter is becoming. Hey, man, it has been for weeks and weeks, so either get with the program or start paying attention.
It's not even dark. It's just the same man.
It's also,
what dark subject matter?
Just
it's
a
Vinny.
guy.
It's Vinny.
The darkest thing I've snapped so far has been a dude with a knife who tried to kill me, or wanted to at least.
Mm-hmm. I have never taken another photo of that since.
So she's like, what do you love? Shoot what makes you happy. You know what would make me happy? Financial success.
I'm gonna shoot some pictures of money.
It's like that fucking wish board for The Secret.
Oh my god.
Whatever you take pictures of or what comes true. So her way to rectify the situation with his paranoid delusional episode that he's having is to just be like, he's like, I love you. Okay. Not the right answer. That's the wrong answer because it's not what she's asking. Mm-hmm. And then you made it a romantic thing, which is kind of like gaslight emotion. But then she's like, okay, do I have to? And she starts fucking undressing, but it's like her idea. But then also he like just starts crying uncontrollably.
I don't. Yeah, so he's like, yeah, I love you. So I'll just take pictures of you. And
how about my tits out then?
And he like pulls the camera up to his face, and he starts having like flashbacks of other photos that he's taken, and like he's not doing a good job of hiding the fact that he's openly weeping while his girlfriend is trying to like seduce him.
Which I would stop. The second I start hearing tears,
yeah,
I think I'm good.
Look at his face, like he's weeping.
He didn't even turn the lights on. This is creepier than anything.
Oh my god! And
also, you can't bring those to the gallery, woman. So now you're distracting him from doing his job.
Yeah, what the fuck?
With your boobs out, you little slut, with your tits out, getting pictures taken. Then he's like, I can't. I'm sorry. And then into the bedroom, and that's it. That's the end of the scene.
Yeah, how dare you have emotional troubles? My boobs are out.
Yeah, I should be solving literally every problem that you have with just my tits. We're in love, right?
I wanted to point out that
if your mom dies of cancer, I'm just going to take my tits out of the funeral.
Hey.
That'll put a smile on that face.
Jesus Christ. Are you carving it into it? Lord. I wanted to point out that anytime that you're like obsessive over something,
tits aren't going to distract you enough.
That, and if like you're going wild about it, yeah, people are going to call you crazy. But I don't think there's ever been a time where like anybody's called like a super chill guy crazy. Like he's ever been like, look at this article from like 100 years ago. No big deal or anything. But
isn't that kind of wild?
Yeah,
it was like that.
It's like some dude was like murdering people, and like I think there might be a guy murdering people. I don't know though.
So what you're saying is the way that he presented the information scared the shit out of her because he was horrifyingly scary about it.
Yeah, maybe if he had just had like a nice pile of photos on the table instead of pinning them up and stringing strings around the apartment and then going, there is no Pepe Sylvia!
And grabbing her wrists against the fridge.
Yeah. And
like someone you don't want to live with.
Yeah, had he just been like, hey, isn't this pretty wild?
Look at this weird string of coincidences. I think I'm going to look into this, in my downtime. I'll keep shooting pictures, but I want to know more about this. Eh?
That's really chill of you. Yeah, man. Keep me up to date on that. I want to hear more about that because you're so calm.
This bitch has in her Tinder profile, if you listen to True Crime Podcast, that's a red flag.
I don't want to live another one. So yeah, there's that weird openly weeping, showing the boobs scene. I really didn't like it. I didn't like a single thing about it.
Complete and utter lack of emotional support for my career choice. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
But hey, it's it's time to hang out with the cook who calls women broads.
Yeah, cool.
I think she's
well, she's at the restaurant talking about he's like, how do you get a broad like that? They're talking about, I don't know, some fucking bitch, some chick.
So
she's probably telling him the story about how she was just accosted by her boyfriend in a domestic violence situation.
He's talking about how Bradley's going to get rich from selling his photos. And
Yeah.
he's like, can you hook me up with her?
Yeah.
I'd like to fuck her. I'd like to fuck that broad. And he's, you know.
The part that she took umbrage about was that he used the word broad, not the tacit implication that I'm going to treat a person like meat. Like, I don't know anything about her, but I bet she's fuckable. Can you hook it up?
Yeah.
That's not the part that upset her.
I want to dip
the word broad is what upset her.
I want to dip my dick in her penny purse.
Yeah, you missed the underlying far worse thing that he said,
Yeah.
which is, I'm going to fuck this woman.
And then hopefully get some money at the end of the day. And this is where, like, Bradley Cooper just comes up like nothing just happened.
At all.
Like, he didn't just weep openly while photographing his nude girlfriend.
That's right. And she works nights at the diner, which means that's this evening, and that happened this afternoon.
And that means that diner's open at night. Why?
At bare minimum, open until 2 in the morning. But obviously later, because she's always there until after 2 in the morning.
It doesn't seem like she goes home much. And when she goes home, she's got to deal with Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah. Well, he's got boxes full of Pepe.
So this is where, this is where he's like, hey, you were right. All right, goodbye now. And, I'm guessing, like, when he's like, hey, you're right, that means, like, yeah, you're right, I shouldn't be a fucking weirdo.
That's right.
I'm gonna go take pictures of flowers at night.
And then he sees Vinnie Jones's reflection in the mirror and goes, all that growth can go fuck itself, because off I go.
Does he even see Vinnie Jones?
Yeah.
I thought Vinnie just saw him.
And he's staring, and then there's, like, a zoom-out shot from the mirror where it looks like him, it looks like Vinnie Jones, but it's actually his reflection being seen by Bradley Cooper.
Jesus.
One of the
All
cool
right.
shots that, if had you seen, you probably would have pointed out yourself.
I
But
just
yeah,
saw Vinnie looming.
so the fact that we got into a very traumatic argument slash potentially end of our relationship situation, because without saying it, she basically said, I'm going to dump your ass if you keep doing this, because it's weirding me out, and I was just attacked by you. All of that right out the window the second I made eye contact with Vinnie Jones.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. Peace. I'm a liar.
So the relationship's done for me at that point if I'm this woman. You said, you made a promise to me that I asked you to make hours ago, and you just broke it to my face when I turned around.
Yep. So let's go be liars in the subway.
Sure. Fine.
So Bradley just gets on a fucking train.
He does. With Vinnie Jones on it.
He's pretty lucky that Vinnie Jones was on that train, because I don't think we see him get on the train. We just see Bradley get on a train.
Is this one where we see him get on and sit down? It might be. I think there might be a shot of, like, that Bradley Cooper sees him from outside the train. He hops on it.
Okay.
But I'm not 100.
Right.
You might be right. Either way. Number 2, and this one's even more egregious, of the example of humanizing the mass killer, in that he gives kids money for chocolates for their little toy drive.
Right, yeah. Even Bradley's like, nah, I'm not giving you money for that. So they move to the next guy, next train, and you think the kids are gonna die.
You do think that. Because anytime he looks at anybody, you think that person's gonna die.
And he goes digging in his bag, ruffling around, and then he stands up like he's about to end their lives.
He's got the stoic stare equivalent of, like, the legendary cat that sits on people's hospital beds.
Oh, yeah.
And then they die that night.
That's the cat.
That's the expectation you have when you see Vinnie Jones looking at you.
Oh, yeah. You better get all your ducks in order, because...
You better. These ducks are chocolate.
But, I was like, oh, here comes the hammer. Why is he going to kill these kids? And then it's $20 bill. Give me the...
I think it was $1.
Was it?
And I made a point of paying attention to it because I'm pretty sure that's just disrespectful. No, at no point has a chocolate bar ever been a single $1 for, like, a fundraiser. It's always like $3.50, but you're not going to ask them for the rest.
You're certainly not going to be able to raise much funds with that price.
When you're Vinnie Jones, the amount of money I give you is the amount you get. Go ahead and ask for more. See what happens.
I'll show you what else is in here.
I didn't have a lot of room for cash in this bag.
Yeah, $1 bill and many hammers. Many hammers in this doctor's bag.
Fuck.
My bag of doctor's tools. Just hammers.
So he attacks some motherfuckers anyway, and Bradley gets to watch it. This was the example of the time where he's, like, barely swinging the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
All. He's swinging the hammer in the same way that you'd push open a saloon door.
Right. Very gently, not to alert the sheriffs.
Yeah, not to make the piano player stop and stare at you. You don't want that.
It's the worst thing. You kick those doors open too violently.
Yeah, everybody knows.
And then like you get that same gumption going into like the porno section at a movie rental place. Those doors blow right off, and it's everybody knows.
The difference being something much worse is on the other side of those, probably.
Yeah, you really don't want whatever's happening back there to stop playing and look at you.
That's a door I wouldn't throw open to catch somebody in the act.
Vinny does the thing. He because there's two different train cars. Bradley Cooper's on one. This is happening on the other. He looks through the doors to the other train because he fucking knows that Bradley's there.
He's known every time. There's no way that he hasn't known every single time.
You see him just smiling, looking through the thing, holding the hammer while Bradley's behind something. And then
again, hiding behind things you can see through. That little waist-high barrier between the door and the seat.
That's the one.
You suck at this game, Bradley. Stop playing.
Exactly. So then, hammer time. It's
hammer time. Unfortunately, we only get to see hammer time through the windows. However, the aftermath of hammer time in this scene is my favorite part of the fucking movie.
Go on.
Well, we start by taking the teeth out.
Oh, right.
Then we take off the fingernails.
Oh.
Thus, completely eliminating any credibility to the theory that he's just doing this so bodies can't be identified. Nah. He's doing this because it helps with digestion. Removes the eyes. I don't know why. At one point, I thought that he was taking trophies like the collector.
Yeah.
But no. I think that's just choking hazards. He's preparing this meal for a child, potentially, you know?
This is probably things that he has to do at the meatpacking plant as well.
Yeah, maybe.
It's something similar anyway. I doubt you're pulling off a cow's hoofs.
So he starts just going to town on this fucking corpse, and it is gross, and it is all very practical. And the Achilles tendon stuff, well, that made me happy inside personally.
Oh, yeah.
Because that shit grosses everybody out, and I just think it's fantastic.
Ugh, I definitely let it ugh.
Yup. Well, you really have no choice.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
You see that, and you immediately feel it in the back of your ankle, and
you do.
And that's that. It's over
that,
for you.
And that shit in the House of Wax with the big tinning shears.
Oh my god.
And then also cutting off fingertips with wire snips. That's gross. Eyeball stuff is fucking gross as hell.
Anytime I see somebody get the back of their leg slashed like that, I don't walk right for the next day.
No, you're thinking it feels like you got a lump in there or something.
It's like jelly legs. Oh boy.
And then Bradley Cooper gets smoked and he wakes up upside down so that a demon can caress his tender body.
I don't understand, Jay. Why didn't he just kill him?
Because he's grooming him to be the next one.
Well then,
that's why he starts to see visions. That's why Vinnie Jones didn't just kill him the first fucking night. It must be.
All right.
It's either that.
Sure.
It's either that, Matt, or there's no explanation at all.
It seems like the latter, to be honest.
And I agree. So I'm hoping against hope. All right?
Yeah. So yeah,
given that they had to fight to the death at the end of the movie, I'm wrong. But for the sake of my suspension of disbelief and not going, why is this retarded thing happening over and over? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise I would have to ask that.
Because they both seemed pretty surprised when they ripped off their shirts and saw that they each had the same thing carved into their chest.
Yeah.
So I don't know, because all of the bodies that the things take, he pulls out the eyes, the teeth, and the fingernails.
Didn't for Bradley. He also didn't for Jurgis, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Which makes me wonder if maybe he was just getting to it.
Maybe, but then he already had it hung up, and he never. I don't know. I don't know his process.
He does the hooks in the feet at the same time. I don't know. He's switching it up. It's like, you make the same drive every day. You're gonna take a different road sometimes. Just keep it spicy for yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna get that hypnosis thing where you end up rear-ending a car because you're not paying attention.
True. I mean, the cop does tell the girlfriend, oh, you want your friend Jurgis? He's on the train after 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.
I would not trust any police officer that tells me where a missing person is at what time on a train schedule.
Yeah.
Because find them then. Do your job.
If you know that, why aren't you doing it?
Exactly.
Yeah. So he wakes up in a thing. There's this thing, a monster man, an oogie boogie,
giving him a brand.
I guess.
You know?
Making him bleed a great deal.
A lot. And then he goes back to sleep and he wakes up in the basement of the meatpacking plant because apparently that's where all this is taking place. At which point I wrote, so everybody in the meatpacking plant is just down on it? Everybody.
They must be.
He walks by somebody, makes eye contact with him, and he just turns around and continues rearranging hooks. They gotta know.
They gotta know.
Everybody. So, like, job security at this meat factory is fantastic. Because once you get hired, you can't quit.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good.
You know how I know the moon landing is real? You can't keep 10,000 people shut up.
Unless you kill them.
So a cop, this meat factory, and a hotel, minimum, are all in on this. And a train conductor. So you got to keep that circle as small as possible.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So we can't... you work at that meat plant, you're unfireable. Because you know everything. There's no NDA in the world that's going to cover the whole demons underground that we appease by sacrificing humans for them.
Yeah, I think the conductor even is he refers to it as the circle.
Yeah.
It's probably got something to do with the ring being a circle.
Sure.
But yeah, there's the circle keeps getting wider the more you explain it.
It does. Because that's how so many mouths. Housekeeping? You think Spanish maids at a hotel give a shit?
They're just happy
either
to
tell
be
them
in
not
America.
at all or tell them under threat of death. Those are the two options.
Yeah. It's either go home or keep cleaning. And I gotta tell you, I feel like people think America's a lot better than it is, so they keep cleaning.
I think the sad thing is that in a lot of cases, it just is better than it is.
Oh. So
for them.
Yeah.
Because they come from worse.
Not quite for everybody. So the girlfriend is looking at pictures of the butcher, just chilling at home because Bradley Cooper isn't home. So
yeah,
I wonder where he's been. Certainly not taking photos of a butcher at night, I hope.
He had better not be out at night like he went right in front of me.
Yeah.
And then so that's her whole fucking shift, and now she's just at home, and that's when he comes home. And, don't be pissed if I come home in a hurry and I close and lock the door. I probably have to shit piss.
I've been out all night.
Give me, 20 seconds.
It's the morning. This is when I do it.
Yeah, it's on a schedule. I'm in my 30s.
So, and that's correct.
100% it is. And if you fuck the schedule up, you're in for a bad morning.
Yep, that's right. Uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So she crumples up a photo, and Bradley's I don't know. He's out of it. He's either sick or he's had something carved in his chest.
Yeah,
so
there's a little shock involved. Probably
he's not doing well. And I don't know why. It's not like she probably couldn't have guessed it, but he's I was out doing what I said I was gonna do.
She gets all huffy for a second until she sees that his chest is bleeding, at which point we completely gloss over the betrayal of promises in this relationship.
Yeah. Because
you're hurt, and now I am Agatha Christie. Give me all the information. I'll solve the case. She just turns into fucking Sherlock Holmes.
She sure does. For a second, I was like, who's Agatha Christie?
Because her boyfriend came home with a new tattoo.
Goddamn mystery novels.
Yeah. Poirot.
So, yeah, and it's not like a wound. It's a goddamn carving.
It's scarification, all right? He's just into the scene.
It's a design.
He saw a BME zine, and the two guys for the April Fools, they swapped arms surgically, and he's like, man, I could do something crazy to my chest.
Yeah, April Fools. Boy, were you fooled by our horrible thing we've done to our bodies.
I was fooled by it.
Oh, was it not real?
No.
Oh, okay, good, because it's really dumb.
It was stupid. I do like the finger extension thing. I would maybe consider doing that. Because
Icky.
But the whole arm on a chest?
Is that real?
No.
Okay, good.
But that's my point. I was fooled by it, but I was also 12.
Yeah, I don't think I even looked at it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah. There was that one, and then there was some other one. And these guys, it was believable also because they had spaced ears, nose, and lip. So it's eventually you're running out of things to stretch.
That's right.
You got to start putting more things on that are stretchable later.
Stretch your stigmatas.
Yes. Stigma, that'll be the new body mod. Just watch.
You just never be able to hold liquid ever again. Nice modification.
You whistle everywhere you walk.
Exactly. Yeah, you get those pumpy arm running going. It's
it's like somebody blowing a birthday kazoo.
So we're
It's better than a clown nose.
Why aren't we gonna call the police?
Because they won't believe us.
No,
Because
they'll think we did it.
They'll never believe me.
They'll never believe me because they're the police.
So instead, I mean, she does go to the police, and that's basically what happens.
It sure is. It sure is.
But she's like, all right, let's take fucking Jerkins and go to the hotel room of a murderer. You know the guy that just cut my boyfriend up? Let's just go to his hotel room, just you and me, Jerkins.
I want to get his camera so that we can get the evidence of him doing murders.
Fuck's sake.
Because it's obviously back at his hotel and nowhere else.
Yeah, there's no way he would have just thrown that fucking absently into the subway where nobody would find it ever.
Yeah, it's not like he would have smashed that with a hammer to destroy the evidence.
Yeah, which is absolutely what he would have done. But nah, go to the hotel room of the guy who rolled your boyfriend with your gay friend so that you can have a mirror jump scare. Because for some reason, Jurgis, when he's breaking and entering in a dark room, his favorite thing to do is sneak up on the one other person there.
Oh, yeah. He loves to find anybody looking at a door with a mirror on it and wait for them to close it.
What a dickhead.
That was the scariest part of the whole movie, to be honest. That I was like, oh, that was it?
What I would have, like, if it's you and me in this scenario, I'm announcing every time I take I'm in the kitchen now. There's nobody else in the apartment but us still, as far as I could tell. I'm now in the living room.
We're breaking and entering, and I would like you to know that the B&E is going well.
Just so that you're aware of where I am in the hotel room at all times.
I am now burgling the bedroom.
You know? Just out of courtesy. So that you're not startled by me.
Absolutely.
So that you don't turn around with a knife and hit me at a reflex.
Can we talk about how we're just going to go to this fucking hotel and we're just going to be on the floor and see him leave his door? We did it. First try. We got it. Nailed it. Right place, right time.
Given that Bradley Cooper had no interest in her help, there's no way that he told her what hotel number it is. Also, he would not know. So they just guessed right
all they
at
have
the
is
exact right time.
They have a photo of him going into a building.
Yep.
So let's go to that building.
Hotels have lots of rooms.
Huge building.
Traditional.
Tall-ass building. Any of these floors could be this one.
The way you rolled your eyes pissed was perfect for that.
I was pissed. They didn't even see.
I didn't even think about how stupid that is. I assumed that they got some information from someone.
What?
But there's none. You're right.
Bradley didn't see him go in there.
No, and he wouldn't help anyway if he did.
And they didn't see what door he came out of. They were just around a corner and saw him pass by, so they knew he wasn't home.
Hate it.
Yep. They broke in, though. They nailed it.
They got right in. They broke into a hotel room.
Yeah, Jurgis is really good at just getting into hotel rooms.
Yeah, and then traipsing around them silently so he can be scary to you later. This is Dexter's hotel room because every drawer is full of tools.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know that it is for sure a Cecil Hotel situation because he's stocked the shelves.
Yeah.
He lives there. For sure he lives there.
The only utensils aren't for eating. They're for removing parts of bodies.
Yep. He's got a suit for every day of the fucking week in the closet.
Sure does.
Perfect.
And for some reason, he actually did keep that camera and decided to put it on the last coat hook. I don't know why.
Just to keep it, just to have it.
So
she fucking goes into the medicine cabinet and finds the barnacles and promptly drops one in the sink and just leaves it. Evidence of your presence in someone's home.
So yeah, while they're going through the house, for some reason, we don't know why. It's not like we saw a shot of him patting his pockets looking for his keys. He comes back silently.
He does.
And he just
puts the bag down.
He knows somebody's been in the house.
Because they have.
He pulls out the hammer and he looks. He finds Jurgis.
Yes, he does.
He finds Jurgis about the same time he finds Jurgis finding the camera.
And then he announces to Jurgis that he's found him with a hammer.
Yeah, so what I'm assuming is that she heard the meat pop.
That's fine.
And was like, whoo, and dropped that.
My issue more so is with the fact that she did nothing at all to clean it up and left the room.
Well, I wouldn't want to touch those things. They
but
look like foreskins. Not knowing what they are, they look like foreskins.
That's fair.
I mean, I know what they are, and they still look like foreskins.
That is fair.
But
well, he's just a moil.
I don't know what that is.
That's the guy that does the cut.
Oh, they shouldn't have there shouldn't be somebody whose job is that.
It's
that should be under the umbrella of many jobs.
As in a doctor?
Yeah, there shouldn't be somebody who's well practiced in only foreskin removal.
Well, there is one, and his name varies because it's different people, but he's called a Moyle.
He's the spirit of
and
the Moyle.
The reason why he's the Moyle is because generally he's the most Jewish in a room.
Okay. That's all it takes, huh?
Yep.
Good.
And also willingness to touch a baby's dick, which I think is harder to find than a Jewish person, but correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I know a few Jewish people, but
your list of baby dick touchers is longer. You have a laundry list.
So,
Bradley Cooper whore bath, where he's just having a fucking he's whatever. He's having an episode in the bath. I don't care.
Yeah, we start to sort of go downhill here.
Yeah.
It's a real slant from here on out.
Jurgis gets it, and she runs away. She trips in the hallway like a dumb whore. There's no reason for her to trip. He's not even chasing her. She just gets out, and then she goes right to the police, who go, produce.
Yeah. Well, she goes into the room where Jurgis is and sees, like, Vinny's shoulder sticking out from the closet. Because he's not hiding well. He's just standing there with his shoulder sticking out.
Have you seen the man? He cannot hide.
No, he can't.
He hides about as well as a bus hides.
I'm pretty sure she, like, looked at that and was like, that shoulder's way too high for Jurgis. I'm out.
That's far too masculine of a shoulder for Jurgis as I know him.
And so, at some point she finds, like, these train schedules in his bag, I guess.
Yeah, with check marks and shit.
Does she take them? I don't know.
She does. Well, Jurgis takes them.
Does he?
She leaves them with Jurgis. Fucking the train schedules and the check marks coincide with the Bradley Cooper Pepe murders. How would she know that when she didn't even give it the time of fucking day to look at the board in the first place?
She wouldn't.
But she somehow knows that.
She absolutely wouldn't have any way of knowing.
She's going to go to the police with this lofty as fuck that even if this particular detective... How do they keep getting the detective who's in on it?
Must be the only detective at the precinct.
Also, I thought it was kind of funny, the reverse racism when Bradley Cooper first goes with the pictures, because without knowing, like, without having the movie unfold, it kind of just looks like a black cop not believing the white guy because the thugs were black.
Oh, yeah.
You know? A little bit?
A little bit.
I'm skeptical of you because you're a different color than me. Oh, how the tables have turned, Bradley!
Oh. Wow. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's not the world I want to live in. So the cops, they're like, yeah, we went back to that guy's apartment. Everything's fine there. Nothing bad has ever happened at Vinny's apartment.
The only fucked up thing is that they're missing a train schedule, and where's that? So can you give me that, please?
Yeah, it's a family heirloom, this piece of paper that was picked up from a bus stop or some shit.
Just in case you were suspicious about whether or not this cop is in on it, if the original way that she fumbled an investigation wasn't any indication to you, the way that she asks for the one and only thing she can't have as proof, that being the camera, means she knows exactly what's happening. She's like, where's the camera? If you don't have that camera, I don't believe a lick of this.
Fucking cops.
You know?
Every cop is dirty.
There's one that's not, and his name is Lieutenant Jax, and he is a very good boy.
Is that
It's a cat who was recently granted lieutenant status.
Is Jack spelt with X's?
One.
That's Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
He was also lieutenant.
Well, good. I'm glad. Yeah. So that's cool for two reasons. Now.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about.
I didn't know that. I didn't know he's a lieutenant anyway.
Pretty sure he is.
I believe it. Fucking. And then I saw this on Tumblr, and then there was a poll. Does ACAB apply to Lieutenant Jax?
Uh-oh.
Obviously, I voted no.
Oh, good. Good.
Okay. Unfortunately, yes won by 40%, which means 40% of Tumblr is scumbags. Because how dare you? Lieutenant Jax is an innocent young boy.
That's what you get for going on Tumblr.
It's a great website.
I could have told you.
It's a great website.
So, if I was murdering people for, like, say hundreds of years.
That long, yeah, yep.
You know what I'm probably not going to do? Is keep a log. Especially when I'm doing it every night.
The way in which that log would be, that's what creates an open and shut case. Like, you get arraigned for this and they have no evidence, and then somebody goes, check his ledger, and it's that, then you get the death penalty immediately. Probably no trial.
Yeah.
The judge just goes, "What's the?" Oh yeah, well, death.
So if you're
Death for you. That's all I needed to see.
Nah.
Now we're gonna keep track of it. You might as well have a fucking diary where you in detail describe the murders.
Well, it's the same every night. How is any night different? That's what I don't understand. It's like, why are you keeping track? Because you know what you did that night.
Because it was the same as last night.
Yeah, it's not like you're keeping track of who you're killing. You're just like, X, yeah, I fucking clubbed some people there.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. All right? How many times do I have to say it?
Murder the innocent people on the subway.
It's one sentence. It's not a list of chores.
Yeah, I don't know what that mouse had such a hard time remembering about take over the goddamn world. So, yeah, I think this is where does the cop be like, yeah, he's on the train.
That's later on when she comes back with the gun.
That's right, because guess what? Yeah, let's run right back to let's get actually, oh wait, no, there's a scene in between this. It's a really dumb, unimportant scene where we're meeting art people.
Yeah.
And having uncomfortable conversations with people who like art.
With the preface that these conversations are going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
How about this? It's an art showing. I understand that the artist fucking ambles around and answers questions. I would not be going up to anybody and talking about anything. You come to me when you say, I want to buy your art. And then I say it's this money. And then you give me the money. End of transaction. Take it off the wall. I don't need to know about your wife and her fucking proclivities. This fucking husband and wife stopped just short of being like, we'd like to take you home and fuck you in tandem.
That did seem like,
you know?
We want the painting, but we also want the anus. Both paintings.
Oh, shit.
Do you have a macro lens? I don't know.
Give you a macro lens. Jesus Christ.
I
got something that I like to take pictures of. Your hole.
Your fucking starfish.
Your hole hovering over my wife's face while her mouth is open. While he's at the art gallery anyway, he makes eye contact with somebody that he's made eye contact with in real life about a dozen times at this point, and the photograph causes him to become possessed, and now he's the killer on the midnight meat train.
Is that, I wrote hypnotized. Is that,
sure.
That's what that is?
Sure.
That's how that works?
Here's my thing, though. If he wasn't becoming possessed, and this is one of the things that doesn't get explained by the movie, and doesn't make this makes the least sense out of anything in the movie. Because if he wasn't possessed, then why did he don the outfit? Secondly, why was the outfit a different one than a suit like Vinnie Jones wears? Thirdly, why is it an apron made of Lord of the Rings chainmail?
Why do they have that?
Great question.
What butcher meatpacking plant needs chainmail?
The ones that still do live slaughters, which would not be in a city anyway.
But it's cows.
Yeah, they fight back.
They're not sharks.
They have horns, though.
They don't.
If you're doing bulls.
You never do bulls.
Sometimes you got to do a bull.
Nobody eats that.
Cow could gore ya. It's also like hooves because they hang and cut. So like they flail around and shit. You need something.
Okay.
It doesn't explain why Bradley Cooper's putting it the fuck on. Put the suit on. What's the armor for?
Don't do anything.
So then here's my question, right? He leaves when he says, I got a train to catch. He's staring at Vinnie Jones's eyes the whole time. Was the movie from that point, was that supposed to be, I know what I have to do, and it's kill Vinnie Jones?
I guess so.
Because then why does does there have to be a moment where he's going onto the subway train, she's already on the train, and he snaps out of something?
I don't...
Did you go to the train to stop Vinnie Jones? Did you go to the train to help Vinnie Jones? Did you go to the train because you knew your girlfriend was on it? Because you couldn't have known that? You were at an art show.
In my head, he was going to kill Vinnie Jones, and that was his gear up scene.
Okay.
Because that's pretty much what happens. He stops him from finishing the job.
Well, yeah, but he didn't know what job there was. And also then, if that's the case, why did he become hypnotized at the art gallery?
I don't know.
Because that wasn't an epiphany moment. That was him staring like he had half a brain for way too long for him to be coherent.
Okay, all right.
Pick one is my point. You went 3 different ways with your third act, and you didn't really resolve any of them.
No, you didn't. At least tell us about the fucking foreskin jars.
Yep, at least. Vinnie Jones is currently hanging out with fucking Jurgis on the train. Okay, so that was like...
Literally.
Hanging out.
dangling out there.
The Achilles drop, the like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but with the heel instead. Oh yes, dude, that's gross.
Oh god,
that would be the most painful thing in your life. Like you're James Franco in 147 hours at that point. You're doing the thing where you got to cut the tendon.
Oh. God
Fuck that.
damn it, yeah.
Fuck that. That's nothing but pain nerves, dude.
That's all your weight just on that little piece of cartilage or whatever. Fuck.
The one person on this train with long... Did you see the guy, just the stranger on the train?
No.
Billy Train Cyrus. Because he looks like Billy... Yep.
I like it. All right.
It's fucking... Yeah, so... But while that happens, the gear up scene happens... Maya has gone and stolen a gun from her employer.
Because they have a gun.
Who did nothing at all but raise his voice to try and stop her from taking it.
And
then now possessing it illegally, thus making him a criminal.
Yeah. And I thought he was only raising his voice because he didn't want her to leave because he needed help.
He also because he's fucking up orders. He's like, no, you said medium rare. Don't argue with a customer.
Yeah.
You're getting you're getting a 1-star review for that.
You're getting no tip and probably a dine and dash.
Also, look at your nose. And I couldn't even just gloss over that.
Rude.
And then, he had 2 plates in his hand. He's trying to work, he has to work a grill.
But like even before, I think he like yelled at Bradley because Bradley had to ask her a question. He's like, "No, I need her help."
Yeah,
yeah, Bradley. Honestly, like she's at work. Leave her alone.
Right?
You're gonna get her fired.
You keep coming in when she's at work, asking me to make food for you for free, probably, and distracting my waitress.
No
wonder I hate you all the time.
Either get on payroll or get the fuck out. You know.
So she runs into the cop in the alley, and the fucking cop is like, "I want the fucking train schedule right now." And that's when she gets the information that she should, if the cop tells me, okay, the person that you're trying to find is on this subway train on this line at this time, today, I'm going anywhere else. I'm finding another cop.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You don't investigate that yourself with one gun you've never fired and 6 bullets.
For God's sakes.
Holy fuck.
You know what else you don't do is point that gun in a cop's face.
Yeah, that was a bad choice on her part.
That's a bad choice because the cop could just kill you if they wanted to.
I understand she's not the greatest person, this cop, but also, yeah, I mean...
She is a cop.
If I wasn't going to arrest you before, you just pointed a gun in my face.
License to fire back. Right there.
License to ill.
Would have liked that a lot more, to be honest.
Bradley Cooper has a sudden moment of clarity when he sees Maya, but how is that enough to snap him out of his possession? And he's still wearing the fucking clothes, and he's still using the hook because he uses the hook to get on the subway to save Maya. So is he possessed or not? Also, why did a picture of Vinnie Jones cause his possession and making eye contact with him in real life didn't? All right. I got the whole paragraph out.
You raised a lot of good points.
I just dismantled the whole movie in like 2 sentences. It's fine.
You did. None of this at all occurred to me. I was too upset by let me just grab onto this train.
Yes, with a hook.
And
onto this smooth train.
Holding on for dear life.
He's so good at ice climbing, dude.
It certainly wouldn't have just yanked the hook out of his hand and he would have fallen onto the 3rd rail and died. That's all that would have happened there.
Not to mention the extra weight of your mithril fucking suit of armor. There's no way you could... You couldn't even hold yourself up inside of a carcass for 30 seconds. You're not hanging on to the train.
But he is.
Fuck.
So Bradley's starting from the back again.
And it's his favorite way to enter.
And we got at the front of the train Maya. Somewhere in the middle is Vinny. And then somewhere else in the middle is just a train car full of dead bodies.
That's right.
Nobody's going to look through the window and see that as it goes by.
One of whom is Jurgis. By the time the bodies show up, we're already on the decommission track. We don't make any more stops.
That's fine, but that train has still got bodies hanging in the window as it's flying through.
They're very clearly visible if you look.
Oh, yeah. And you would because you saw your girlfriend through the window, too. So it's very visible.
Maya fires 2 shots and misses exceptionally, like she wasn't aiming at him at all. Like she was aiming around him. Mm-hmm. And then instead of doing the 3rd shot, which would have hit as per every movie, takes off running. And then Mahogany... fucking name, dude. Vinnie Jones displays that he would be really good at frisbee golf. 2 things he's really good at: axe throwing and fucking frisbee golf.
For sure, axe throwing. For sure.
1 hit, back of the leg. Nailed it.
I don't know why she just didn't fire that third bullet.
You still had to... She let the gun fly out of her hand when she got knocked over. Honestly, hold on to that thing like it's the only way that you're going to survive, because it is.
Yeah.
You be clutching that shit like pearls.
Oh, yeah.
Pearls through a project.
Easy.
All right?
Easy.
I didn't say black.
No, you didn't. That's right. You didn't say what kind of project. It could have been. It could have been careers. It could have been
maybe careers. Yeah. That's fine. So you owe somebody money. You're in careers.
Oh fuck. What else? English media class. I was just trying to think of school.
Civics. Yeah. Civics and careers. Yeah.
I really enjoy when the girlfriend just like walks into the train car full of dangling nude men.
One of whom is Jurgis.
And his dick and balls would be at eye level.
They sure would. And they would be visible from under, which is never a good look.
No.
You ever seen an elephant upside down?
You definitely don't want the balls overlapping the penis. It's never...
You can't see the forest for the trees, you know?
You're in a bad position.
That's probably going to be like the most vulnerable a guy could feel.
Oh, God.
Not only are my dick and balls out, but I'm upside down with them.
They're on my tummy.
I would want to be just holding them straight the whole time.
Yeah. I'd like keep flipping them up so they were over my taint and not hanging down on my tummy.
It's the part that I miss shaving the most.
Oh my God.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, so they have that face-off moment where it's two superheroes that are about to fight.
Basically, we watched Freddy vs. Jason for the last part of this film.
We sure do. And I gotta be honest, love it.
Yeah, it was good.
It was great.
Fight.
The only thing I didn't need was the non-diegetic metal music playing like in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah.
Because while that's happening, like, it's quick shots. And we go outside and we get a 360 while they're fighting around the subway car. Like, there's enough happening that you don't need to add music to it. Adding music to actually just distracted me. You should have just done no music. Because then I can hear the meat slaps louder.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
At one point, he gets pushed back, and he uses Jurgis' torso to brace himself with a knife. That was great.
Just hanging on there.
Wrong place, wrong time. And then he goes, well, I'm already in here. I might as well take it all out.
Oh,
and
my God.
Immediately disembowels him like fucking the Italian cop from Hannibal.
Jurgis bleeds like he's a broken shower head.
Jurgis bleeds like he just tapped a water main.
Oh, I've never seen that much blood come out of a
It
person.
was plenty.
And he's upside down, so it's he's
coming.
He's dead, but he's also drowning in it.
It's like Hostel 2 with the fucking Elizabeth Bathory chick.
Oh, yeah.
Except more. A lot more.
Yeah, I think they might have drained a couple people for this one. Jurgis is just full to the brim with blood.
He's overflowing. Vinny is actually doing him a service. You got too much blood, man. You have less.
That's all his blood weight.
Fighting. For sure, we're fighting right now.
Lots of bodies being disrespected in the crossfire.
A lot of cool jump kicks.
Did you happen to catch when Bradley Cooper was on one side of the body, Vinny's on the other, and they're doing like the poke around each side?
Yeah.
And then Vinny's just like, well, fuck it, down the middle, and just
through.
And then just slams the dead body's dick and balls with a hammer. It's my favorite part of the movie.
I missed it so, and I want to see it so badly that I'm now going to go home and watch just that part. People on Discord, Mr. Popular.
I absolutely recommend it.
Just so you know, Grindhouse Movie Club has a Discord, and you could go on it and communicate with other people on the Discord.
Right now.
It's happening, actually.
Yeah, people are doing it. Not it, but talking to each other.
They're probably also doing it.
I honestly, I don't believe that you didn't see the dick and balls get smushed with the hammer, because that was...
I was writing.
There was a lot of you see them too, like dicks and balls all over the place.
Yeah.
But
no, I was writing about the metal. I think probably.
Well, you should have taken a look.
And then, okay, speaking of things at dick level, all of Bradley Cooper's knives in the apron, right there. What if you slip?
What if you use the knife on the Vinny?
Also, yeah, I mean, it's a great point. You could.
You got so many of them.
But nah, he just gets his hand smashed and then he gets kicked out the door.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, fine.
Vinny does.
Anti-climax, which is redeemed later because it's not over, obviously.
When I was watching this, my question was, how the fuck is Bradley Cooper going toe-to-toe with Juggernaut?
Because he's got the adamantium chest piece of warding.
That's right. He's got the apron
Yeah.
of metal.
He's got apron of metal.
That saves his life.
Apron of increased fight.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so yeah, he
Apron of strength. We'll just call it that.
kicks Vinny off. I think at one point while they're fighting, Bradley Cooper smacks Vinny in the face with a severed arm. Made me laugh.
Yes, he does. Yes, he fucking does, and it's beautiful. He also smashes his hand with his own hammer, I'm pretty sure, which is just rude. But after he kicks fucking Vinny off the train, he acts like like he's going to be sucked out of it, like it's an airplane. So he's clinging on, and he's like trying to slide himself away from the door. Like, the windows are open. The pressure is the same.
Maybe it's the blood. Maybe he's slipping and sliding in the blood.
Either way, fuck.
So this is when they have like a moment. The girlfriend and the Bradley have a moment, and then they look at the Jarvis, and then they go back to their moment.
Yeah, no, and not too upset about the fact that his insides are now on the outside.
Oh yeah, definitely not the most gruesome thing you could ever see happen to your friend.
Yeah, we're kind of just. I mean, we're a little upset, but look, my point is, they're not as upset as they need to be.
Yeah,
I need to have a 1,000-yard gaze at this point.
They're in a train car full of corpses.
That are dangling and like bouncing off each other and making noise, probably.
Yep.
Gross. So the conductor interrupts their moment to say, "Please step away from the meat."
That was the best line.
Which set, sir? The up top or the all around?
Yeah, the dangling meat or the dead people hanging.
The little dangles are the big ones. But so they just get off, and our terminal stop is in Chudville.
Yeah, like the train.
Chudsington Square, last stop of the night.
You notice the train slowing down, and then the conductor's like, "Hey, step away from the meat, please."
Pile of bodies and bones in circle.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of train stop. I don't know.
It's all good. That's the fucking 14th Street and Chud. 14th and Chud.
28th and Guts.
So I don't know why they decided to go deeper into the nest.
Great question.
I would have went to another train car.
I probably would have left the subway.
I would have found the conductor and been like, "Where are you going? Let me go there too."
While that's happening on the train, the demons have come out, or the Chuds rather, in full swing. And
whatever fuck they are.
Let me tell you, one of them really looks like he's just giving one of the corpses sick dome.
I missed that
because they're upside down. And he starts bobbing his head.
I was not looking for that, but
I found it.
You know, we're each seeing, we're gleaming certain things. I like it. We see what we want to see.
The conductor comes out, and well, there's a couple issues. But
Just
before the conductor comes out, let me tell you who else comes out, and that's Vinnie Jones. So now we're gonna have even more fight. Because naturally, when somebody comes running at you and you want to keep your girlfriend safe, throw her as hard as humanly possible to the ground and knock her the fuck out.
Keep her safe.
That'll work.
Yeah.
Superhero fight here where a lot of people take more damage standing up than you would ever be able to take. Fine, I like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to watch.
I liked Bradley throwing the skull, Vinny catching it and throwing it right back.
I wanted him to crush it in his hand.
So did I.
So it was so set up to do that.
He really should have.
You know? And I like that because he learned his lesson. Because he had been hit with a skull once already during this fight. At this point, he's like, fool me once. Bones make great knives.
They sure do.
They're quite sharp, as it turns out.
Bradley just beats the piss out of
Vinny.
Vinny.
He does.
Just like, it's the whole shot is like a POV of him just like,
Yeah, dude, Vinny's like kneeling and he's just getting the bricks beat off him. Great. And then throat stab with the bone knife.
Like, not even throat stab. Stabbed through the neck.
Yeah, backward. And so he's choking and I'm like, that's too far back to hit his windpipe. But fine.
Yeah, and also like, he'd be dead.
He would.
He'd be dead.
He'd be dead by now.
There would be no like getting out any words.
There were so many stabbings already.
Yeah, he's just kind of breathing, chilling. Yeah. You would probably keel over.
He says welcome, which is the big reveal that now you're the one.
Yeah.
It's like Highlander where you have to take his place now.
Yep, there can only be one.
Yeah. The conductor comes out to explain to the audience exactly what's going on here because otherwise I would be so confused that I would kill myself.
Yep.
And the explanation is we just keep order so that they don't go upstairs. and now you're the one who has to do it. By the way, can I have your tongue for a sec? Let me see that.
Yeah, spit it out. Spit it out.
And then that happens, and then the conductor eats the tongue, which I thought was a fun addition. You didn't need to do that.
I did not see that part.
He fucking eats it whole. It's great. I wish he was like the Dead Silence puppet bitch where he had like a tongue of 18 tongues by the end.
Oh, yeah.
And he just keeps adding them to the collection. But that's how we find out. Oh, also, by the way, I'm going to kill your girlfriend just cuz.
Yeah, you can't have this. You can't be having one of these around.
No. We'll let you keep a picture so that you can yearn and mourn and long, but she can't be alive.
And just to be sure, here's her heart. Just look at it, though.
Yeah,
look
right
at it doing
at
its thing still. Outside of the body, still beating.
Unfortunately, when he yells when his girlfriend gets stabbed, you can tell he still has a tongue. But they kind of save it in the next shot because they just give him a clump to put in his open mouth. And it's like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
How did Vinny get the word welcome out without a tongue? Because I'm welcome. Welcome. My tongue's doing all kinds of shit.
You make a great point. He said, and the subtitle it was a subtitle. I didn't hear it.
I heard it. No subtitles. I was watching it raw dog.
Fuck. Bradley Cooper meat train.
So now Bradley's the fucking guy.
He is. He is the guy, and he makes sure to look at his girlfriend that he got killed with his negligence every time he leaves the hotel.
Yeah.
Also, the cop is the one who hands you your fucking doctor's bag and train ledger for some reason.
Yeah, because everybody's in on it, Jay.
Yeah, everybody in New York.
At this point, if everybody's in on it, why are there people who are out on it? You know?
Yeah, you should just tell them when they move in.
Yeah, hey, by the way,
there's chuds.
Yeah, don't go into the subway unless you want to be chud meat.
Yeah, chudded.
And so, yeah, movie ends with like a news report about missing people, and Bradley Cooper gives like he looks like Vinny. I don't know how they made him look like Vinny.
They just gave him a shave cut.
They were like, do the Vinny look, and he fucking jaw out and just muscular faced his.
Yeah,
he almost does like that cat. What is it? The alpha face that people are doing. Sigma.
Oh, the Chad face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
No, he does. He did. Somehow he got jaw widening surgery.
Yeah. Somehow.
Anyway, that's fucking Midnight Meat Train.
And again, not a pornography film.
7.5 out of 10 from me.
I gave it a 7.
You know, I was on 7. And I was like, 0.5. 0.5 for the Achilles drop because you don't ever. That's so gross.
All of the gore got it to 7, and had they been like, and this is why you grow foreskins.
8, 9.
I would have been like, oh well, this is the perfect film.
Yes. If I had seen more Chud also.
Chud would have been good
because you do get to see some gross wet flesh and teeth, but not enough.
No.
For how much of Vinnie Jones I saw, give me more Chud.
Exactly. Less Vinnie Jones, more foreskins coming out of his body. Like, show him doing that again so we know that this is not a one-time thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even during the end of the fight, he's just like, yeah, look at my holes.
Yeah, just like...
Look at my Ona holes. I have about 20.
I put things in them.
Like my finger.
Like, I just... That whole... It was very gross and gratuitous, and then there was just nothing.
I just want the explanation behind it.
Just tell me.
In my head, I was like, well, you just turn into a chud.
Yeah,
slowly. I don't know.
You must. And then he also takes a pill, so maybe that's like the anti...
Yeah, that's the anti-coughing up blood when I'm trying to kill somebody pill.
Because, like, I guess... So, like, the thing puts that mark on him. Maybe it bit him, and he's got, like, bug.
You got the chud disease?
He's got the chud disease.
You got chuditis?
The pill is the only thing keeping him from being a chud.
Sure.
But, like, also then the chuds weren't just covered in foreskins. So I don't...
Maybe they started covered in foreskins, and then they became wet... And worse things happened.
Smegma, yes.
Ah!
Yep.
Well, I got...
What do you got?
I got 4 fucking movies for you to pick from.
Wow.
One of which I had never heard of nor seen until today.
Okay.
So your themes are as follows. Dangerous photography.
Okay.
Train killer.
Okay.
Murder servitude. As in, because, like, the fucking guy's job is to keep the peace between chuds and humans, so I gotta kill people so that they can eat.
Okay.
So, like, murder in servitude of something else.
Okay.
And deals with demons.
Ooh, all right. Okay. So we got dangerous photos.
Yep.
And did you say trained killer or train killer?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the other two?
Murder servitude and deals with demons.
I think I know the dangerous photography. I think I just can't remember what the fucking movie's called.
You may.
Let's do Dangerous Photography.
All right. Watching Shudder this week.
Yes, I knew it.
I knew that you knew, because how many others are there?
There's not many. I think there's one of the final destinations is a camera.
Yeah, it has a camera as the premonition thing.
Yeah, so
sure.
It was either the one that's I couldn't remember if it was like Flash or
that's
something like
that's
that.
That's the roller coaster one.
Anyway,
which I think is 3. Feel free to correct me,
3.
audience. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is a smoke show. I don't care. And she is married. She is married, Elizabeth Winstead, to a burnt cigarette named Spike Lee. Yep, nailed it.
Spike Lee?
Yeah. That's her fucking husband.
Why do I know that?
He made Don't Flash Your Piece in South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
He also made Black Klansman.
Now, is he not?
He also made Soul Plane.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So that's what I thought. I just thought maybe there was somebody else.
Don't be a menace in South Central. I couldn't not correct it.
It's all good.
So for Train Killer, you had Terror Train.
I've never heard of it.
It's a 1980 Jamie Lee Curtis movie about a killer on a train during
awful.
Halloween, and I almost didn't want you to pick that. Murder Servitude is nefarious.
Okay.
Which I just saw the trailer for. It's about a guy on death row who the day before his execution gets a psychiatrist and is like, I'm a demon and you're going to kill 3 people before I die. That's all I saw. That's all I got from the trailer.
All right.
And then for Deals with Demons, it was Wishmaster.
Wishmaster.
Yeah,
all right.
dude.
Fuck, I was thinking Murder for Certitude was going to be the Renfeld.
Didn't even think about it.
Like
also,
that.
wouldn't consider it a horror movie, but I appreciate the effort.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
In getting me to watch a Nicolas Cage movie, obviously, it's going to be very difficult for me not to do that.
Now, I'm also going to point this out.
Yeah.
I went ahead and I was listening to some old episodes.
Okay.
And there's an episode where you tell me that this is your opportunity to get me to watch Vampire's Kiss. And then when I brought up Vampire's Kiss, no! So, I just wanted to point that happened.
You're not the first person to tell me that. I completely had forgotten that I said that. I regret having said no to watching Vampire's Kiss.
We're going to watch it at some point.
I know that we are. I'm down to do so.
All right. Well, that's the film.
Grind! House Movie Club.